and that day will surely come if you are consistent. So it says, let us not be weary in well-doing. We will reap if we faint not. A great reminder, Business Sense brought to you by APSA. Going green is not just about saving the planet. It could save you real money. Install solar panels and cut down your power costs. Get an EV and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your home or business. And the best part, APSA Bank can help you finance all of it. The APSA Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. Walk into any APSA bank, ask about the Green Finance Loan today, and say yes to a greener tomorrow. Your story matters, APSA. We're starting with the news review segment. There's business news, there's sport, all within the first hour. There's of course tech and social media trends at 8. But your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. To learn more, call Fidelity 0800 003355 or visit our socials at Fidelity Bank GH. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. Oh my God, this is the part I like. That is a wonderful thing. I don't even know what it means. They say it means something bad, like evil plans of the enemy or something. Oh man, I'm the Lord who gives you strength. What a new week, what a new opportunity, what a new platform. It's an interactive show. We want to hear from you. 053-998-6996. Let me repeat the number. 053-998-6996. There's a very interesting WhatsApp message I got this weekend, and I forwarded it to Richie Sky, and I don't know whether he understands why I forwarded it to him. So somebody sent me a message over the weekend and says, "Good morning, Bernard. Please, I want you to send your men to Vegbe." You know, WEGBE. So I guess he's saying Vegbe. I don't know that it's B Vegbe or another part of Vegbe, but it says particularly in Akpla Mafu area, to see how the ECG staff are supplying electricity power to people to cultivate marijuana into bracket cannabis / weed, close bracket. I've heard some staff openly say that these farmers are their biggest customers in the district. Cultivation of marijuana in the area has caused rental of farmlands so high that many small farmers complain about it. Charlie, this is a national security problem.
National security problem. But he said you should send it. You should send some delegation.
I should send my delegation. Charlie, I should send my men to Vegbe in the Aklamafu area. He said ECG staff are supplying electricity power for people to cultivate marijuana into bracket cannabis / weed. And that he has heard staff openly saying that these farmers are their biggest customers. So I don't know what electric power has to do with the thing they are planting.
And how do they use that in the
I don't know.
Maybe for the irrigation.
Maybe they are irrigating. Yeah. Just they are large scale. Then he says cultivation of marijuana in the area has caused rental of farmland so high that many smallholder they can't even get land to farm.
So people prefer the marijuana. No?
So I want to tell the ECG boss in Accra
to pay attention.
That some people in Vegbe are supplying power to we.
This is being Vegbe.
Wow. I didn't even add the first part. I just said Vegbe. Number 2, the Ghana police. Please go and find out who is cultivating weed there. And then the number 3, Ministry of Agric. The farmlands that you are supposed to use to do smallholder farm, no? They are not cultivating the exportable grade. They are cultivating this cannabis business. I'm told that there's a small window of opportunity in the global market, but the one we plant here is too strong.
That is the problem. The one we plant here, they said.
So I'm alerting the ECG CEO. I'm alerting the police, and I'm also alerting the, what do you call it? The national security.
Why are you doing this?
Now, the problem is that people are not getting land to farm okro, cassava, cocoyam, plantain, and maize.
But the Bakuino.
And they are planting marijuana, into bracket, cannabis or weed. And the question I'm asking is, what do they need electricity to do? The weed is the electricity.
No, they are doing that course is fine.
So is electricity powering the weed? Now, so I asked, and one of my former correspondents in the region says, Haloski, they use the electricity to power the farm at night.
I love it. Very correct people.
They light the whole farm to continue photosynthesis. So what God gives them in the day, ECG is doing them in the night.
Powerful.
So they are growing by day and by night.
This is
a
science to it.
Imagine if we use the same level of energy
Ingenuity.
to plant cassava, to plant corn, to plant maize, to plant rice, to plant okra. Things that we need to eat, they won't plant. Things that will destroy people, they are planting. No, Sky.
I'm sure there are people who
No, but you know, so according to my other source, the leaves bring the value. So the leaves need the light in the day and the night. So the light is a very necessary part of production.
Thank you.
So if Ghana police wants to solve the weed problem, they should go to ECG.
And then deal with the electricity.
This is the solution for the day.
There are complexes.
And then in the meantime, can we plant other things?
Well, I mean, it's also a question of economic value, isn't it? I mean, if the reason people go into these spaces is because anything that is illegal, if you can get away with it, it makes a lot of money. Because mind you, these guys are avoiding taxes. It's a business they are doing illegally, and there's so much value for it in Ghana and outside of
is there a law against supplying power to somebody cultivating weed?
Unless, of course, there's established possible, accomplice, status. So for
he's
instance,
just a customer.
Yeah, that's right.
That is using on a farm.
No, but where there's virtual certainty that you ought to have known that the space
they are planting,
maybe they're planting something that is most likely illegal.
Usually those farms, they have cassava at the roadside, then the weeds inside. So you don't know.
It's called maize cropping.
No, but even though this sounds like a joke, this is a very serious issue. That the complainant says smallholder farmers are not getting land. Land is now, and my challenge is, if a lot of land in a part of the country is being used to plant wheat, how come the police and the Minister of Agri don't know?
No, because in many cases, we also hear that there's some collusion at that level. So that people who knew or ought to have known that, this thing is happening, sometimes look the other way. And they have their own cuts. When you watch the narco seasons and how these transactions are done elsewhere, we have the same arrangement in these our spaces where you have your cut, I have my cut. I look the other way, you give my 15%.
You know my problem with Ghanaians? The thing we have to use light for, we don't use it. They say we shouldn't use light to fish. We use light to fish.
Yes.
We shouldn't use light to cultivate wheat. I don't hear Use light to study, to pass exams. You won't do it.
Light for
because anything that you do illegally is cheaper majority of the time.
So please, Vegbe. The place is called Vegbe.
Yeah, Vegbe. That's my good friend. Yes, my good friend Vera. Haibo.
So it's near Howe.
That's the Vegbe area. Oh, that's yes.
So
honorable.
I'm sending the number of the complainant to the Ministry of Energy so that they will follow up and go and catch these people.
You remember when I asked for land in your constituency?
And what did they say?
They said complain that the people. They said that if you come to farm there, they will allow you because they are busy doing, very green business. So it's a big problem. I mean, sometimes it's difficult, but we need to have conversations like this and see whether those who believe that there is a need need for a change in the law would carry their day, or because this particular business, if properly policed, according to some people, I'm not making that argument.
We can make a lot.
You can make a lot of money in spaces outside of this country where people consume it legally. In parts, essentially, of Europe, people buy this legally, and then there's a way
for recreational medicine.
You go to states in the US, the same thing. So there's some business opportunity there, but the question is whether we should reach for it or we should protect our citizens.
Good morning to Richard Sky. Good morning to Caleb Kuda. Caleb, what is in the newspapers?
Bernard, Daily Graphic says tribunals are kangaroo courts.
No,
This
it's
is
not
my
Daily Graphic. Daily Guide.
sorry, Daily Guide. Kangaroo court. Minority leader here. Man jailed 10 years for defiling stepchild. Yeah. Dame criticizes Nik Amarteifio's acquittal. And then also move beyond remittances to investment. Gold Board CEO to diaspora. UCC must produce ready graduates. This is its Chancellor Sam Jonah and Pamkuya na Yakubu Abukari and Skinned Dagbon Regent.
Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian Times this morning. Big story. Don't assent to tribunals bail. This is coming in from the minority leader whose photograph is here on the front page. Also, the front page this morning, Tor is back, ready to champion energy security. Again, coming in from the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama. His photograph is here. Also, the front page this morning, UCC must train problem solvers, not rote learners. This is coming in from Sam Jonah.
The Herald this morning, Samuel Kujetu runs to Supreme Court with the inheritance fraud case chased by half-brothers lawsuit citing forgery, unprofessional conduct, others. Mahama's government axed $22 million lease deal to restore Tor. 10-year dormancy ended. And then a new Dagbon Regent vows to protect the NDPs and uphold rotational succession. There's an interesting one here. Ghana police keeps 12-year-old minor in custody for driving articulated truck.
The Chronicle says Osahin drops a bombshell. Mahama knows the illegal miners, urges AG to take statement from him. His photograph is here. Also, the front page this morning, our democracy is under siege. The MPP, through its national organizer, Nanabi, is speaking. His photograph is here. Also, the front page this morning, diaspora must invest, not just send money home. This is coming in from Sami Jamfi, who is seen here addressing a forum somewhere.
Right. The Inquisitor, Julius Zebra, urges KNUST to turn research into jobs. Parliament approves landmark cocoa board reform. And poor service delivery. Delta Air in mess makes passengers to Ghana stranded for days at JFK.
The Publisher says this morning, selective justice, failed promises, Afenyo marking raids NDC government. Is here on the front page. Also on the front page this morning, court finds man some 40,000 Ghana cedis for not marrying lover. So this is breach of promise to marry.
Yeah,
those of you interested in the law. And from sharing room with corpses, Emmanuel Eje opens Born to Prophecy. Okay, so it looks like some check.
Daily Gist. Minority demands details on A&P takeover of Damang Mine. Ghana is not safe under Mahama. This is Apanyo Makin declaring. NPP announces nationwide protest over Sedina acquittal. President rejects S. Gracia cancellation.
The Republic Press says this morning, Dame. Oh, forgive me. Dame. AG lock horns over Sedina acquittal. Why are you laughing?
No.
Also on the front page this morning, Adjoa Safo defies court battle, bids farewell to Apostle Kojo Safo. And then MPP is taking the fight to Mahama, and they have announced a nationwide democracy protest.
The Inside. Mahama hails Tor's recovery, vows to make refinery a strategic driver of Ghana's industrial future.
The Today newspaper, rice, chicken, drive Ghana's 36.5 billion Ghana cedi in 2025. I don't understand that headline. They could do better with it. Okay. Also, EPA urges styrofoam ban. I thought they have banned the thing already. After plastics found in human placenta. And then Mahama is appealing for peace as late Yana's son is named regent.
So Tema Oil Refinery set to hit ECOWAS market. Edmond Combat reviews refineries West African ambition. If you go to Daily Analyst, that's on the Inside. Daily Analyst, Ghana is not safe under Mahama. That's here as well. Sahine Apanyo Makin speaking. Be responsible citizens. Mahama reacts to viral Tema Newtown fish video.
The Informer says this morning, AG OSP theft war. Supreme Court applauded. Legal expert warns against AG overreach. Also, the front page this morning, Court of Appeal, verdict on Sedina. TI, which is Transparency International, demands accountability beyond acquittals. And then something here that says minority sounds alarm over 704% fuel oil levy hike. What does that even mean? Fuel oil.
We know what they are saying.
The News Center, fuel prices said biting consumers hard. Gemfi calls for diaspora-led investment in Africa. Auditors flag 648.6 million Ghana cedi NPA paid to RASL without evidence of verified maintenance works done. Farmers who change from cocoa to crops risk jail. Oh, okay.
Including those who will be going through this business we are complaining about. Daily Democrat says Mahama restores toll to power reset agenda. Also on the front page, something here that says cybersecurity experts declare war on scammers and fraudsters. And the Rawlings Foundation, a pillar of legacy preservation and national commemoration. His photograph.
Daily Process, my final paper. Valco not for sale as government moves to secure investor revival. President Mahama commissions refurbished Tema Oil Refinery crude distillation unit. There are other stories here.
And finally, the Ghanaian Point says, don't rush. Qualified applicants will be called soon. This is coming in from National Security Coordinator, who is assuring applicants for various security institution placements. Also on the front page this morning, Valco staff jubilate as Lands Minister clarifies company is not for sale. And he's assuring government is seeking strategic investor. Also on the front page this morning, President Mahama fulfills promise to security chiefs.
Let me give you some quick headlines here on citynewsroom.com. We must be responsible citizens. Mahama reacts to viral Tema Newtown fish video, what we discussed last week. He also says, stop speaking negatively about Ghana, believe in its future. In other headlines, 15 legal minors arrested after viral Obuasi video, school Galamsey video, or Obuasi school Galamsey video. And then mountain of evidence was ignored. Tuan Yeboah criticizes Sedina acquittal. In other headlines, Cocoa farmers risk prosecution for repurposing farms under Cocoa Board bill, according to Kennedy Osei. And then ISA questions cost of fiscal stabilization as Capex misses target by 41%. Channel One News Online, our market price barometer. Traders explain why some food costs are rising. Car dealers are opposing October rollout of GSA's new import standards. Meanwhile, Mahama shares marriage lessons. He says you can never win an argument with a woman.
Oh, okay.
So you need to take notes now that you are early in the business. So that's President Mahama speaking. And then a couple more headlines for you. The High Street Journal is leading with why the lack of ministerial sign-off challenges mineral rights assignment claims in one to meet case. And then, Sky, let's get into the details of some of the selected stories this morning.
Okay. So the big story that we're not so clear about, which, yes. So this was a big storm on the floor of Parliament the other day when there was an increase. We've passed
the fuel price increase.
Yes. So the details you find in the Informer this morning, page 4 of the newspaper, has the story, but it tells it from the minority's concerns over the matter. So it says minority sounds alarm over 704 fuel oil levy hike. Now the story says the minority in Parliament has rejected the government's decision to increase the fuel oil levy from some 0.24 Ghana cedis to 1.93 Ghana cedis per litre. Now warning that the measure could raise production costs, push fuel prices, and undermine efforts to bring inflation down. Now, the minority argues that increasing the levy by more than sevenfold will place an additional burden on businesses and consumers without necessarily tackling the fuel smuggling situation we have and subsidy abuse the government says the measure is intended to address. Now, the increase, according to the paper, forms part of amendments to the energy sector levy framework, which was passed by Parliament because it says currently in Parliament.
So petrol will rise by 7.5%, diesel 12% from August 1. The story on my journal line is that fuel prices could increase or change daily as bulk oil distributors abandon fixed pricing model. The story says motorists could soon see fuel price changing almost every day instead of every 2 weeks after BDCs shifted to spot pricing for petroleum products, a move driven by rising volatility on the international oil market. I hope you are paying attention.
Yes, we are.
The change means OMCs may increasingly adjust pump prices in response to significant global price movements rather than waiting for the traditional pricing window on the 1st and 15th of each month. The development comes after weeks of frequent pump price increase by several OMCs, with some revising their prices 2 or even 3 times since the July 16 pricing window. Industry players say the adjustment reflects a sharp increase in international oil prices and fluctuations in the exchange rate.
Now, consumers face rising cost pressures because the latest fuel price increases are expected to have wider economic implications, particularly on transportation costs, production expenses, and household budgets. Transport operators typically adjust fares following significant fuel price movements, while businesses that rely heavily on fuel for logistics and power generation are also likely to experience the increased operating costs. That's on page 10 of the News Center. If you come to page 7, it has another story on the energy sector. Mahama orders Tor expansion to 100,000 barrels per day. President John Dramani Mahama has directed the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition and the Board of Management for the Tema Oil Refinery to develop a strategic plan to expand the refinery's processing capacity to 100,000 barrels of crude oil per day. The directive forms part of government's broader plan to reposition the state-owned refinery as a strategic industrial asset capable of supporting Ghana's energy security, manufacturing growth, job creation, and regional petroleum trade.
Let me do an amicus on that particular story because the Ghanaian Times has an editorial which says Tor's revival is welcome, but can it be sustained? Towards the end, they say that in an uncertain world, nations that can refine their own crude enjoy a measure of resilience. Ghana must seize this opportunity, but it must do so with clear-eyed realism. Now, the revival of Tor is not an end in itself. It is a beginning. What is required now is a sustained commitment from government, management, and all stakeholders to ensure that this renewed momentum is not lost. And performance benchmarks must also be set and met. Related to the tolls that are coming, the levy matters, is a story about road tolls coming back. You find that on the same page 4 of the Ghanaian Times. Government to reintroduce road toll adopts SPV for efficiency. Now, Benjamin Acton-Tete writes that government is set to reintroduce road and bridge tolls under a public-private partnership, marking the return of the tolling system abolished in 2022. Now, the move follows Parliament's approval of a 20-year concession agreement between the Government of Ghana and a special purpose vehicle to be incorporated by Rock Africa Limited for the implementation of the project. Now, the concession comprises a 3-year design and construction period and a 17-year operational and maintenance phase. I think we need to look into these matters subsequently.
Tribunals are kangaroo courts. This is Minority Leader on page 3 of Daily Guide. The Minority Leader, Alexander Ponyo-Makin, has launched a scathing attack on the regional and district tribunals bill, warning that it could undermine the country's justice system and revive what he describes as the kangaroo courts associated with the country's military era. He was delivering his closing remarks last Friday before Parliament adjourned sine die. Mr. Ponyo-Makin urged President John Dramani Mahama not to assent to the bill, arguing that it ignored the recommendations of the President's own Constitution Review Commission. Meanwhile, still on the judiciary, Daily Analyst on page 7, judges must uphold integrity, conscience in administering justice. This is the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Dr. Eric Nyamiche, who has urged judges to uphold integrity, conscience, and strong moral values in the administration of judges. He said judges whose decisions often determine the fate of individuals and institutions must allow truth, ethical principles, and a clear conscience to guide their work. Details on page 7.
If we go back quickly to the closing remarks of the Minority Leader, you find that the lead story on the front page of the Chronicle also has that. But let me give you just one paragraph of that story, because it says Mahama knows the illegal miners. Now, Jennifer Ambule says the Minority Leader, Osahin Alexander Ponyo-Makin, has thrown a political bombshell on the floor of Parliament, alleging that President Mahama knows individuals engaged in legal mining and challenging the Attorney General to obtain a formal statement from the President if government is genuinely committed to fighting galamsey. And again, if you go to the front page of the New Publisher, he's complaining about selective justice and failed promises, and is asking for the government to stop what it's doing.
Speaking of illegal mining, 15 illegal miners arrested for a viral Obuasi School galamsey video. You know, this video which showed a small boy driving a truck or something. 15 suspected illegal miners, including the alleged kingpin, have been arrested, and 3 excavators seized during a joint security operation at an illegal mining site at Sanso Methodist in Obuasi. The operation was launched after a viral video on social media exposed ongoing illegal mining activities close to the school. The footage caught the attention of Minister Frank Amwakwene, who ordered the security agencies to verify the claims and take swift action.
Right. 2 quick stories of interest on the news center. 2 companies receive wheat cultivation license. And Ghana Standards Authority bans import of used vehicles over 10 years from October 1.
Wonderful.
So let me start from the narcotics. The Narcotics Control Commission, NARCOC, has presented Ghana's first licenses for the cultivation of cannabis for medicinal and industrial purposes to MG Adum Limited and Juliot Spa Limited, marking a significant milestone in the country's regulated cannabis industry. The 2 companies successfully satisfied all legal and regulatory requirements for the cultivation of cannabis with a tetrahydrocannabinol content not exceeding 0.3%. More details are on page 3.
We need to.
We need to. No, not that.
So that we can go there.
My issue is that if you can do it legally, why don't we regularize those who are doing it illegally? As we are speaking, one of my former colleagues says, Bernard, the cannabis problem is massive in Afadjato South. Even labor for farming other staples is difficult because apparently cannabis farmers pay far more. All the youth are into it. It is the Galamsey problem we have in the Volta region. So somebody doesn't want to plant tomato because Galamsey, we will give him 4 times the money.
So the new one, the different one.
But the cannabinol content is lower.
So that one.
So maybe crop research should find a way of converting the varieties of cannabis we plant in the Volta region, which have a high cannabinol content, to reduce it so that we can. It's a good business.
If that is exactly the point. But the question is whether, the people who are demanding the other one.
Yes.
If once they are still in the market, some people will want to go there. So we need to watch.
It's a serious issue.
Meanwhile,
let me bring the car one.
No.
Okay, this is also narcotics. Okay,
yes, you go to page 6 of the Republic Press. There's a story there that says NARCOC arrests 10 over alleged cannabis distribution. At KTU SRC week celebration. SRCU. Now the story says the Narcotics Control Commission has arrested 10 individuals for allegedly distributing cannabis and cannabis-infused products during the Students' Representative Council SRC week celebrations at Koforidua Technical Unit. Koforidua, just across the border from the Volta region. Now the suspects, made up of 9 men and 1 woman, were apprehended on Friday night during an intelligence-led operation launched after reports of suspected drug-related activities on the university.
It's a major national issue we should discuss.
Big.
On the ban of import of used vehicles over 10 years from October, Ghana Standards Authority has announced October 1, 2026 as the enforcement date for the implementation of the Pre-Export Verification of Conformity (PVOC) program for vehicle imports in a move aimed at preventing the entry of unsafe and substandard vehicles into the country. The program will require all used vehicles imported into the country to undergo verification before shipment from exporting countries to ensure compliance with the 4,500 Ghana cedi with
That's okay. Anyway, let me tell you about a related story. If you go to page 3 of the Daily Democrat, there's a story there about the Chief of Staff. KNUST must turn innovation into enterprise. Dr. Julius Debra. The story says Chief of Staff Dr. Julius Debra has challenged the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to transform its research into businesses, jobs, and practical solutions that directly improve the lives of Ghanaians.
So Sam Jonas says AI must complement and not replace human intelligence. He was speaking as Chancellor of the UCC at a celebration where the new VC, Professor Dennis Walanyo Aheto, was installed or invested as VC. Congratulations to him and also to the new VC of KNUST.
Professor Jerry.
Wonderful. Thank you, gentlemen.
But the people in your constituency, Peki and related communities, please, we need land to farm. Even if you insist that we should do the legal, but we will do the legal one, not the illegal one.
It's from South Dai through North Dai, Afadjato South to Hohwe. It's an Eastern Corridor distance. We'll deal with it today. That was the newspaper review. Coming up next is the City Business News.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life.
Hey.
I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank.
Oh, okay.
And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better, Pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I need your side, Fidelity.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News at 7. Netele Neti Ajaho with the bulletin. Good morning, Netele.
Good morning, Bernard, and it's a brand new week, and you're welcome to the City Business News. It's brought to you by MTN, Valex, Lease, EcoBank, and Gold Good Energy. Coming up, President Mahama credits tour sent you for cushioning Ghana against global fuel shocks, and T-bill auction oversubscribed by 79% despite lower government uptake. And later, uneven price trends highlight persistent market challenges. We have more from the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer. Let's settle for the details now. Some oil marketing companies have begun increasing fuel prices following the commencement of the first pricing window of August over the weekend. Diesel prices at some fuel stations have climbed above 18 Ghana cedis per litre, while petrol prices at several outlets are nearing 15 Ghana cedis per litre. The upward adjustments have been driven by rising international crude oil prices and the recent depreciation of the Ghana cedi, which has increased the cost of importing petroleum products. The latest increases are expected to reignite calls by transport operators for an upward review of transport fares, raising concerns over the potential impact on commuters and the cost of doing business. Meanwhile, oil prices continue to be volatile on the international market, with Brent crude currently trading slightly above $83 per barrel, as according to checks by Citi Business News. Now moving on, President John Dramani Mahama has credited the Tema Oil Refinery and Central Oil Refinery with helping to cushion Ghana from the full impact of the ongoing Iran conflict on global fuel markets. According to him, the two refineries have played a critical role in processing locally available crude and maintaining the supply of petroleum products despite global market disruptions. He noted that while the conflict has strained fuel supplies and driven up petroleum prices in several countries, Ghana has been largely insulated from the worst effects due to contribution of the country's domestic refining capacity.
That war has caused disruption in many parts of the world. In many countries, people are having to queue for fuel. In many countries, the price of fuel has risen astronomically. In many countries, their economies are affected by the current war. I must say that because of the role of TOR and Centuo in refining local crude and making sure that petroleum products are available on the markets, Ghanaians have hardly felt the effects of the war that is going on in Iran. And so once again, I say, TOR, Ayiko, Ghanaians are grateful to you. The rehabilitation of the CDU, the restoration of the residual fuel fluid catalytic cracking unit, the installation of the new F61 crude heater, and the return of boiler number 8 to service represent much more than simple engineering achievements. They represent renewed confidence in Ghana's industrial capability and our determination to invest in infrastructure that serves generations yet unborn.
John Dramani Mahama speaking there. That was the president. Now, investor demand for Ghana's T-bills remained robust last week, with total bids once again exceeding the government's financing target, despite a lower acceptance rate. Results released by the Bank of Ghana show that investors submitted bids worth 10.5 billion Ghana cedis across the 91-day, 182-day and 364-day T-bills. The government accepted 8.65 billion Ghana cedis, rejecting nearly 1.86 billion Ghana cedis in bids. Against a target of 5.87 billion, the auction was oversubscribed by approximately 79%, reflecting sustained investor appetite for short-term government securities. The 364-day T-bill continued to attract the strongest demand, with investors tendering 7.47 billion Ghana cedis, of which 7.18 billion was accepted. The 91-day bill received 2.27 billion in bids, but only 972 million was accepted. For the 182-day bill, investors tendered 757 million, with governments accepting 501 million Ghana cedis. Yields were mixed across the curve, with the yield on the 91-day bill declining by 2 basis points to 5.76% from 5.78% at the previous auction, while the 182-day yield fell by 4 basis points to 7.6%. The latest auction reinforces analysts' view that the ample market liquidity and attractive risk-free returns continue to support strong demand for government securities. For the next auction, the government is seeking to raise 6.2 billion Ghana cedis. Now, after tracking price movements across household food staples, fresh produce, protein, fuel, transport, and construction inputs in across major markets, the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer now turns from the numbers to the people behind them. While July recorded price declines in several commodities, sharp increases in tomatoes and live chicken point to uneven pressures across the market. Traders say the movements are shaped by more than supply and demand. Here is more.
The July edition of the Channel 1 Market Price Barometer showed mixed price movement across Accra's markets, while the price of plantain, cassava, eggs, and some fresh produce declined. Tomatoes recorded the sharpest increase within the household food basket. Tomato trader Esther Inima attributes the increase to rising procurement costs.
We used to travel to Accra to purchase supplies, where a box was sold to us for 7,500 Ghana cedis. Now, the price of the same box is around 9,500 Ghana cedis, and when we receive the goods, some are already spoiled. How am I expected to recover my costs? I have to factor those losses into the price.
400 cedis. Onions also recorded a marginal increase during the month. Although the commodity remains available, traders say challenges in the supply chain continue to affect prices.
We are able to source supplies, but prices have gone up, and sometimes the produce arrives spoiled. So we are selling a mini 4.5 liter paint bucket for 70 Ghana cedis.
In contrast, plantain prices declined. The reduction reflects improved market availability, providing some relief to consumers.
Bako 5 say 20 cedi. By say Diani still the eternity price no the eternity.
Ideally, plantain prices should be high around this time of the year, but because there is an abundance of food on the market, prices have remained relatively stable, with a bunch selling for between 50 Ghana cedis and 70 Ghana cedis.
Meanwhile, frozen chicken prices remain relatively stable, but traders say developments beyond the local market continue to influence the cost of imported poultry products.
Last month it increased. So last month, because of the war that happened outside, and then they had shots at harbor, so they increased there. So as they increase, we have to also increase here so that we can also get our income or something small. So as they increase there, we have to increase here too. So as they reduce there, we also reduce there. And it means now the hard is meaning.
Those were some sentiments from traders about price movements in Accra. Now in the interbank market, the dollar is going for 11 cedis 68 pesos, the pound for 15 cedis 73 pesos, and the euro for 13 cedis 45 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the City Business News. I am Netili Netia Jahu. Have a good business day.
Enterprise Blue FM.
Enterprise Blue FM, the bus.
It's DJ E on Enterprise Blue FM. Guys, after the heavy rains this week, we are looking for the calmest person in Ghana. Who's the most chill person you know right now? Let's go.
DJ, it has to be Mansa. Look, the flood entered her house and completely submerged her car. Next thing I see on her WhatsApp status, she's smiling and sipping tea on her balcony. Like me, I'll be crying, but she's totally relaxed. DJE, it's true. Mansa's home and car are destroyed, but this girl is not stressing at all. She just tells us everything is under control. Hey, Mansa, how?
Wow, Mansa, we need your secret too.
They say Entoa, but when unexpected floods strike, we've got you covered. At Enterprise Insurance, with over 100 years of experience, we say whether it's home, motor, travel, or insurance for your business, Entoa, if it happens, chill.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Introducing Ghana's leading pay-as-you-copy photocopier leasing company. Lease an A4, A3, heavy-duty or production machine and pay for only the copies made or design your own payment plan. Simple and tietia. That's not all. Incredibly, toners, repairs, maintenance, follow-me printing, centralized tracking all come free of charge. Remember, financial prudence is the name of the game. Folks, forget about the expensive gimmicks and be smart. Join the hundreds of satisfied clients across all the 16 regions and every sector of the economy and save over 60% of your printing costs. Visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. Be prudent and lease a copier. Terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
"30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
The region or the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
The jamming never stops. The game never stops. The productivity never stops. The music never stops. At G&J, we keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. Your go-to for total energy solutions, making sure you work, thrive, and live life uninterrupted. Visit our website, gjtechghana.com, or call us on 0302-689-178 or 179 or 0202-222-220. G&J, your energy partner.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Oh yeah. 14 after 7, beautiful Monday morning. Natele Neti Ajaho brought you the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Adrian Kalkovi is here with the cruise, bringing you kickoff in a bit. Well, MTN EcoBank, thank you for your partnership. If you're looking for quality fuel that gives your engine smooth performance, don't look any further. Grow Super XP is of premium quality, gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Grow Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel that takes you even further. So as you journey the road, look out for Goal stations and fuel up your vehicle with quality you can trust. Goals, good energy. MTN is calling for your attention, especially if you're an online driver or Pragya operator. Don't just complete trips and rewards along the way. With Momo Merchant, passengers can pay you by scanning your GHQR on the Momo app or by using your merchant ID. Every eligible transaction brings you closer to exciting rewards. Visit any MTN branch nationwide with your Ghana card to register for a Momo Merchant account. Enjoy added convenience and security for your business funds. This is a campaign in partnership with GHQR, powered by Gibbs. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise Insurance says, listen, you don't have to suffer the impact of the floods. Mansa didn't, and you too can be like her. She had the right insurance when the June 29 rains and floods came around. We flipped the script. Don't wait for the unexpected to catch you off guard. Secure your home, car, travel, and business today with our innovative insurance solution. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. You know how money really moves in Ghana, yeah? It's not just on payday. EcoBank knows money moves every day, connecting people to those we love most. That's why we provide one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries, one digital platform, instantly connecting people, businesses, and opportunities across the entire continent. Pay your bills, transfer funds, manage your finances anytime, anywhere. Just download the EcoBank mobile app, dial *770# or use EcoBank online and our nationwide ATMs. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Here's a cheaper way to go about your document management solutions. You don't need to buy a printer. Just lease one at Valex Lease Equip Limited. Lease an A4, A3 heavy-duty MFP with sorter, stapler, finisher, and production machine. That also coming with sorter, stapler, and finishing machine. We give you free servicing, free toners, cartridges, repairs, maintenance, all of that. So jump on to valexlease.com or call 0244-644-048. We're a Ghanaian owned company. Remember that Valex Lease is your affordable document management solution. And with the power going off these days, when you least expect it, G&J is your trusted partner because they understand some moments. In fact, every moment must never be interrupted. We keep your world powered with reliable generators, solar energy, and UPS solutions, so the power never stops. G&J, your go-to for total energy solutions. GJTechGhana.com is where to find us. G&J, your energy partner. It's time for kickoff, and that's brought to you by Lesheho. If you're ready to power up your finances, unlock your path to financial freedom, Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution is tailored just for you. With Lesheho's Fixed Deposit Solution, you're making your money work for you. So join the investment revolution with our Fixed Deposit Solution. Take charge of your financial future today. 0302-208-333. Call us now. Invest wisely. Invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Edwin Kofi is in the studio with Kickoff. Edwin, Charlie, what's up?
I did for you, Caleb.
How was the weekend?
It was pretty chill.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
But we are glad to be back here for a brand new week.
Excellent. Take it off.
Well, good morning. Welcome to the Monday edition of Kickoff on the City Breakfast Show. Coming up in the bulletin, Ghana returns from the 2026 Commonwealth Games with 2 medals, down from 5 in the 2022 Games. The Black Queens lose to Cameroon in the ongoing Women's African Cup of Nations, and Leeds United claim an impressive win over Liverpool in pre-season. Welcome to Ghana's most comprehensive sports bulletin. I am Edwin Kofi. Kickoff is powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Good morning again, and the curtain has fallen on the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, and for Team Ghana, it was a mixed campaign. My colleague Bernard Abeku-Otre has more in the following report.
Ghana concluded the games with 2 medals. The nation's first came through Zainabu Issa, who claimed silver in a women's shot put F57 para-athletics event with a season best throw of 8.65 meters, becoming Ghana's first medalist of the games. The second medal came in boxing, where Amadou Mohamed secured bronze in the men's 55 kg division. The reigning African Games champion saw his quest for gold end in a narrow split decision defeat to Australia's Jai Dixon in the semi-finals, but still earned a place on the podium under Commonwealth Games boxing rules. Away from the medal table, Ghana's athletes produced several encouraging performances. Joseph Paul Amoah and James Dazi reached the men's 200 meters final, while Lovina Ewusi narrowly missed out on a place in the women's 400 meters hurdles final. Swimmer Beku Jackson also produced a major highlight by setting a new national record in the men's 50 meters butterfly, underlining the country's growing competitiveness beyond its traditional strengths. Although the medal haul fell short of pre-games expectations, Glasgow 2026 showcased a new generation of Ghanaian talents capable of competing on the Commonwealth stage. From Glasgow, Scotland, this has been the story of Ghana's Commonwealth Games journey, one of determination, progress, and hope for even greater success ahead.
A final update from the Commonwealth Games brought to us by GCB Bank and THB. To some football news, and Ghana's Black Satellites bowed out of the 2026 WAFU Zone B Under-20 Championship after a goalless draw with Togo in their final Group B match at the Charles Konambani Stadium in Yamoussoukro. On Sunday, Maxwell Kunedu's side dominated long spells of the contest and created the better chances but failed to find a breakthrough. Ghana also had a goal ruled out, leaving them to settle for a point. The Black Queens are facing a defining moment at the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations after a painful defeat to Cameroon. Ghana's hopes of reaching the quarterfinals now rest on a crucial match against Mali, where there will be no room for mistakes. There's more in the report by City Sports' Julio Eshrifiamwa.
The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations is living up to every expectation. Records have been broken, favorites are under pressure, and for Ghana's Black Queens, the margin for error has completely disappeared. One defeat has changed everything, and now the road to the quarterfinals comes down to one final group game. Let's begin with Ghana. After an impressive 2-0 opening victory over Cape Verde, hopes were high that the Black Queens had finally found their rhythm. But Cameroon had other ideas. The indomitable Lionesses secured a hard-fought 1-0 victory in Casablanca through a first-half penalty converted by Marie-Giselle Ingamanga after a lengthy VAR review. Ghana responded well in the second half. Doris Boedua came close while Evelyn Bedu thought she had equalized, only for another VAR intervention to rule the goal out for offside. Here's what head coach Kimnas Bjorgren had to say about it.
Sometimes you think that you're a little bit unlucky in some situation, but I also think that you deserve the luck. And I think they worked harder than us. They wanted this a little bit more in the first half, and that's why also they came out with 1-0 in halftime. Even if, of course, it's tough for us with a penalty against us, and also in the second half, I think we play pretty good, and we great chances enough to score the equalizer, and we did. And they took it away, and then we were keep fighting. And like I said, like we had chances enough to score 1-1. And
the result leaves Cameroon in control of Group D, while Ghana heads into Thursday clash with Mali, knowing that qualification is still within reach, but there's still very little room for mistakes. And Ghana is not the only team feeling the pressure. Across Morocco, this tournament has reminded everyone just how competitive women's football on the continent has become. Traditional powerhouses have been tested, underdogs are refusing to back down, and every point is carrying enormous weight. The stakes are even higher because this competition is more than just a continental championship. Strong performances here could shape the road to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup, making every match feel like a knockout game. Before Ghana returns to action, attention shifts to Group A. Host Morocco take on Senegal in the battle for top spot. Morocco have already secured qualification with 6 points, but Senegal still need a positive result to seal automatic progression. At the same time, Kenya face Algeria. For Algeria, victory would confirm a place in the quarterfinals. It is simply win or face elimination from the tournament. And then all eyes return to the Black Queens. A victory over Mali could send Ghana into the knockout stage with renewed momentum. Anything less would leave the qualification hanging on the balance. One match, 90 minutes, a place in the quarterfinals at stake.
That was a report by City Sports' Julio Eshrifi Amwa. Away from that, former Black Stars captain Asamoah Gyan says he will leave it to Ghanaians to decide whether he deserves to be regarded as one of the country's football legends. Speaking on Kenya's Sports Garage show, the former Sunderland striker admitted he faced heavy criticism during his playing days, but believes many supporters now appreciate his contribution to Ghanaian football.
I leave it for the fans because I'm retired now, so they have to decide whether I made it or not. Because the time when I was playing, of course, there were people who don't like me. They don't want to even to see me on the field.
Yeah.
But now that I'm home, that I'm done, I'm retired. Now they understood the kind of person I was.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'll just leave it for the people to see whether I was there or not.
That was Ghana's all-time leading scorer, Asamoah Gyan, to the Ghana Premier League. And the MD of the Agricultural Development Bank, Edward Attah-Mensah, says the bank is looking to expand its investment in Ghanaian sports following the success of its partnership with Swedru All Blacks. ADB became the club's official banking and matchday sponsor during the Ghana Premier League campaign last season. In a partnership the bank considers a success. Speaking to City Sports on the sidelines of the ADB annual health walk, Mr. Sapon revealed that the bank is now exploring opportunities beyond football with plans to support other sporting disciplines.
So last year we looked around and thought of supporting the local football industry. So we decided to select one team, Swedru All Blacks, based in the central region, in a remote area, to provide support to. We think that it's important that as bank and as institutions, we support other institutions of the state, be it in sports, in athletics, in whatever, to help them to advance as we are also advancing. Our motto is beyond banking. So we are not just doing banking, we are going into other areas that we feel leads to national development. And Swedru All Blacks is one thing that we observed we're doing very well, and we thought that a little push, a little support would be helpful. We intend to do it more this year. We are also looking at one or two athletes. I know the Commonwealth Games is ongoing. We have people raising high the flag of Ghana. We are looking into that also.
That was the voice of the Managing Director of the Agricultural Development Bank, Edward Attah-Mensah. A few stories before I go. Arsenal produced a standout performance in pre-season, beating Girona 4-1. Manchester United, that is, beat Atletico Madrid 2-1. And Tottenham beat Chelsea by 2-1 as well. And that's the latest in the world of sport. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Politan Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Let's go.
If you need
services. Innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
A king was born today. Is that how you go celebrate? You say you love the man, but show working, my sister. Open your cow bank up and credit his account. Life simplified every single day. Yeah. Open your cow bank up and credit his account. Cow bank, make come easy, Charlie. Life simplified all the way. If you love your man, show working, oh. Not only talking plenty on his birthday. A king was born today. What can he do with that? Give him fuel, give him vibes, give him cow bank cash, just like that. With your cow bank app, you send money by airtime, pay bills in seconds. Wherever you go, cow bank make your life simplified. Cow bank, forward together.
Looking for engineering excellence you can trust? Welcome to Left Signature Limited, driving progress through technology and engineering excellence. From expert electrical engineering design, installation, power systems, renewable energy, automation and control, to reliable data center and managed services, power infrastructure, network connectivity, server virtualization, cloud integration and data security, and cutting-edge software development, custom business applications, web and mobile apps, cloud and DevOps solutions. Integrity, safety, accountability, teamwork. That's the Left Signature promise. And now, introducing the Left Power app. Request for our services anytime, anywhere. Available on the Play Store, App Store, and on the web. Ready to power your success? Choose Left Signature Limited. Visit www.leftsignature.com. Call +233 256 111 811. Left Signature Limited. Engineering excellence for a connected future.
Tell us how you need that. Enterprise life, abla bumi uncle. What's I say and then if you be blame, why you be that? May you know, and I like how I am cool bravo. Obisi ni ya breko, obisi she and konyo, obisi odinetila. Also,
Yo pump be a messiano, or remedy the sick cafiano. Nyawo be a enterprise life, watch the shema. It's to tell us how you want, tell us how you need them. Insurance to your doorstep, your preference, your advantage. Tell us how you want them.
Enterprise Life. 25 years strong, rooted in love, driven by you. Defining the future together.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Remember.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Remember shit that your mama made for home church all of and watch it. Back to school with Kenke. It's here, come chop today. Did this shit go home and taste? 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 Onion, ginger, garlic blend, flavor you there. Pepper, shrimp, and fish inside. If you're DNA, no preservative, just herbs and spice. Natural we taste, spicy we eat. Did this shit go home and taste? Corner, chewy taste. Matter your choice to make. Spicy taste like mama made. Did this shit go home and taste?
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Many people think retirement planning is only for wealthy people. It's not. Retirement planning is for anyone who wants future stability. Small, consistent contributions over time can make a real difference. The free pension health check helps you evaluate the health of your pension. So book a session by visiting our website today at www.petraonline.com. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
.38 on the Citi Breakfast Show. And a happy birthday coming into Nene Tete Nano Odiji the second. I think he's known in private life as Curtis Tete Jabba, founder and CEO of Dromi Homes and Family. Under your leadership, Dromi Homes and Family has grown into a trusted name in real estate. Happy birthday to you from your staff, your team members. Also to General Kofi Okwampa Akoto to celebrate. Today we celebrate a man who wears many distinguished hats. GM of Akoto Risk Management Limited, General Secretary of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana, IBAG, and also a proud of that day, a Rotarian and a member of the Men's Fellowship of Avle Presby Church. From your wife Felicity and your children Akotoa, Adoma and Obrimpong, to Kofi Okwampa Akoto, the big man. Also wishing my daughter Dodonu Elikem Wobube, who's won a happy birthday from mom and dad, Dodonu Elikem Samuel and Faustina Teiko, and the entire staff of Kanjin Energic Water Limited. A happy 13th birthday to Nana Kwame Dankwa Amofa Dankwa, from your father DSP, a tutor at Pope John SHS and Minor Seminary Kofredia, and all family members. We pray for God's blessings, protection, direction, and favor as we prepare to enter SHS. Today marks my wife, Mrs. Beatrice Mikado's birthday. She is a Monday born. Today the family and myself wish her a happy birthday and more grace and blessing from Emmanuel Mikado to his wife, Mrs. Beatrice Mikado. Sky?
Yep. There is one. Okay.
So while you are telling me, read another one I got. This is not a birthday request. It says, please forward this to Bernard. So obviously this person doesn't know me. All the roads in Accra are in a deplorable state, particularly areas like Kolebu, Kolegono, Matters of Uganda, Church, Mamprobi, Adenta, Accra to Kaswa Road. My question is, why aren't the government engaging the military to construct these roads for us? The military can do it, so why not? Also, the government can use prisoners to do sanitary works. This listener doesn't have didn't add a name to the message.
I have a long list of roads as well. I will add my voice to that Kolebu road. There is no way that Kolebu road should be that bad.
Is that the Gudgesberg Avenue?
Yeah, that's the main Gudgesberg Avenue. And this one also comes as, good morning, guys. Give me a moment. Traffic light to Lebanon Road. And he's an Ashaiman resident. He says, Caleb, every road I mention here, you will give testimony. Traffic light to Lebanon Road.
Yes.
New Town Junction Market to Afariwa Road.
Yes.
Night Market Road.
Yes.
Nuru Mustafa Middle East Road.
Oh, okay.
Mata Malam Road. All the inner roads in Ashaiman are terrible. The only dual carriageway that extends from Timber Market roundabout to Ejekojo Underbridge has also been left to deteriorate. Roads are so bad that a distance that should take you 10 minutes to cover is taking us an hour. Our cars are getting damaged. Our roads have been like this for years. And anytime we ask the MC or MP, they say it has been awarded on contract. That's all well and good, but for years, no one has done anything about this. So this is coming from a frustrated resident of the Ashaiman. It says there's a place called Zenu.
Zenu, yes.
And some other places. It says the roads
I
there.
schooled in Zenu.
Hey, they are suffering.
There's not a single kilometer of road in Ashaiman I can think of that is in good shape. I can't think of like 1 kilometer of road in Ashaiman, anywhere I know in Ashaiman, that has very good roads.
So even the Timber Market runabout into Ashaiman is
terrible.
Not state.
Terrible. I really don't know. But when it comes to that enclave, it's really, really bad. From the market all the way to Zeno, Katamaso.
And the main Tema to Akosombo Road, which passes through parts of Ashaiman, is also very poor because I went there last week and I was saying that INZAC needs to do a better job there. The pace of work is very slow to the ordinary eye. And even the fact that parts of the road that people use have so many bottlenecks. So I feel like the Minister for Roads needs to really be up and doing. Pay attention to some of these roads, right? Ashaiman is a massively populated area.
Huge.
It's not far from Ningo Pram, that enclave. I do admit that some roads are moving pretty steadily. I went to Dodowa again over the weekend, and the Dodowa to Afenya Road is progressing fairly well.
Okay.
Right, I think that's even ahead of the Adenta Dodowa Road.
Wow.
It's progressing fairly well. But the Tema to Akosombo Road, it's not. I mean, it's. And what makes it so bad is that the bottlenecks that are supposed to be open, like when you drive to the former toll booth.
Yes.
There's
some pothole.
Yeah, it's not like terrible. These are things that if a road contractor is serious about expanding the road, you will make sure that at least the road is passable, and then you create alternative routes. So it's just not right. So I want to call out INZAC. You need to do a better job. Yes, you are expanding the road. You've cleared part of the access route, so we can see more space. So we see what you are doing. But the road that people are currently using, there should be a bit of work there to allow for better mobility whilst the main project comes up.
Yeah, but that's a matter of urgency, the Kolebu Road, Bernard. I must again repeat, it's been 5 or 6 years
of that road from the Mamprobi post office, even from the Mamprobi police station, all the way to the Kolebu traffic light.
Is that know where Indafa is?
Yes, that road where the fire service training, that whole place. Bernard, if you don't, every time, that road is littered with potholes. There isn't a single patch of that road that doesn't have potholes on it. And for a road that leads
to the
most important hospital in this country, that is supposed to be plied by ambulances. And I think they need to reorganize that entire frontage of Kolebu. The trotros have dismembered what it's supposed to look like. So there is no order there. It does not look like the entrance to a proper hospital. It looks more like a market than the entrance to a hospital. So we need the municipal authorities to really, really take that road seriously. And I think that is what has also contributed to the poor state of
because the roads
particular
are so bad, the cars can't even move fast. So it's like the whole area has been made.
It's really, really, really bad. And then my place as well, the road also built at the back that has been dismembered the past 2 years by the heavy trucks.
Road from where to where?
The Western Link Road. That's from Liberty Junction through the back, through Tunga to Dansoma last stop. Not the highway. Sorry, not the main road, but the one at the back. Also built a road there in between Dansoma's net flats all the way to Dansoma last stop. Because they've been filling Otojo nicely, the heavy trucks are constantly making trips there.
They are still filling.
Oh, they are filling.
They are still filling.
They are still filling. And then Aloski last one linked to transport. I checked. Aloski, the buses issue.
The new buses.
People are still stranded in town. That problem has not been solved. The fancy show off of the buses and the problem was not solved. It didn't even move. People are still struggling to get into transport, public transport, to go to work, public transport on their way from work. It's a nightmare for people. So please, local government people, because that also, and that there's an intersection there from the conversations we've had. Local government and transport, please fix that problem.
Let me announce something quickly. So we have a program called Community Tracker, which is a joint program we're doing with the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs. So we've piloted a first month. What the program does is that it tracks the delivery of government projects to let you know how well it's going. We speak to the MPs, we speak to the community members.
Oh, nice.
The first month episode focuses largely on road projects. So today, 3rd August, we premiere the first episode at 7:30 p.m.
Okay.
And we look at a number of important roads. We decided to start with the Western Corridor. So Winchi, Pandang Kwanta to Bamboy to Bole to Sola to Wa. We've done a number of programs on the state of that road. The Western Corridor doesn't get as much attention as the Eastern Corridor. So tonight at 7:30 p.m. Channel 1 Television will be showing you the first episode of the Community Tracker project. The program will be repeated on Tuesday at 11 a.m. and also on Saturday at 5 p.m. That's episode 1. There are about 4 episodes we've done. So episode 1 airs tonight at 7:30 p.m. It's called Community Tracker. So for those of you in the BA area all through to the Savannah region, through to the Upper West region, we've decided that we don't give you as much coverage. Honestly speaking, we do give the Eastern Corridor a lot of coverage. When I look at our programming, the Western Corridor doesn't get as much mention. My first use of the Western Corridor was in 2019 on the Heritage Caravan, and I realized that there's a whole part of Ghana we've abandoned. So if you're listening to me in Sunyani, you're listening to me in Bole, you're listening to me in Bamboy, or any part of the Upper West or Savannah region, make a day to watch the Community Tracker at 7:30 tonight for the first episode, which you will hear on the progress with some road projects.
And again, sorry, Aloski, but it's Monday. My problems are many. I don't understand something. Maybe listeners can help me and you can also help me. I've experienced this thing where when I use my Sky money to convince me to use Momo, So,
so you are a new user of Momo?
Not necessarily a new user, but a recent user of Momo. Sky dragged me to some place to go and register me.
Wow.
Yes. When I try to use it at some business points, one that I don't get, the filling stations.
Yeah.
When you decide to pay via Momo at some of them, they tell you to add charges. Why? Recently, I also tried to even buy Ablajo at my usual spot.
Amanda.
The lady said, I'm like, why should I add charges?
Yeah, that's wrong.
But I'll leave the Ablajo one and deal more with the major filling stations who are asking that if I pay with Momo, I should add charges. And they are using the Momo numbers of the vendors.
Yes.
Not like
I don't know which station you went to.
I've experienced this at 4 different stations.
Is it the same brand?
No.
Then it's warranty.
I could mention brands, but we're on radio. I don't want to deal with that.
No, but I think the owners of the station should be concerned.
And they know this.
That's bad because for me, if you are the manager or owner of a station, digital payment actually makes your accounting easier.
Easy.
So telling people to add charges, you are discouraging them from, because the attendant can steal your money.
Yeah.
So in fact, I would have thought the station would even come up with a system where they top, to make you a loyal customer, they will say, oh, Mr. Godfrey, you have a credit of 2,000 cedis a month. So when you come, just do *446 so that we take it. That's even much better. So for a businessman to tell you to add charges, it means that he's not waking up to the reality of the way business works, unless they think the charges are so punitive that it's not worth the convenience.
I want to understand it. Maybe they can explain. And the thing is, it's the way, if it's a proper system, it's supposed to be displayed. You know, they put them. This one, sometimes they give you this card.
It's written. Their
number is written on a sheet of paper or on this cardboard.
This unsanitary looking card is very
Have you seen it? Also, then they
but Godfrey,
name.
It will be
for charges count.
I think if it wasn't that we were on radio, you should mention it, because there are some stations I go to.
I can't mention names.
I've gone to, let me mention some of the places I've gone to. I've gone to some stations. When you go, they display boldly our 5 options. They can say, if you want to pay Momo, you can pay to this number, or do *11 this. It will take you to a platform and it will pay. Then they even have another one where you can use, it's like
POS.
Yes. And there are stations in Accra that do this. So I am surprised that there are stations you go to.
But what happens is, for the most part,
you've all experienced it.
The numbers of the stations, the official numbers, most often, for some reason, somehow,
the attendants don't want you to use it,
and it doesn't. They will tell you it doesn't work, or the network is down. So if you are going to use, it's like they are doing you a favor. They are using their personal Momo to receive.
I think
so. Add the charges.
I think that the managers of these stations should wake up. I feel the attendants have conspired not for, they don't want citizens to use, or they don't want customers to use the official channels. That's what I think.
The way it is, the managers cannot tell me they don't know. I can't be convinced.
Because at the end of the day,
they are always there. They are supervising them.
How are you accounting?
Because I
so
think
there's a manager and an owner. So does the owner know that this is what they are doing?
Okay, that's a different question.
I don't know.
Because if you're an owner of a fuel station, you would prefer if everybody paid digitally. Because that wherever you are, you can check on the back end.
Yes.
So it's surprising that managers or fuel station managers and the attendants can collude to say that for charges can they almost make it like if you want to pay Momo, you are worrying them.
Exactly.
Like you are worrying them to pay
and
Momo.
it's inconveniencing them. And I think a lot of other people have picked this up on the petty trader side. And the reason why I'm raising this is, in Ghana, these things start small. People realize, oh, Charlie, if you do this, you do this. By the end of the day, imagine if the person is dealing with 50 people a day and everybody's adding charges. By the end of the day, the person has like some 500 CDs.
Maybe it's a business they are doing.
Cool one that is out of the blue, just like that.
But you know, Godfrey, I think that the ordinary Ghanaian seller must begin to appreciate the value of issues. You know, I think it was Kojo Penny who said this, that most Ghanaians have come to recognize the cost of everything but the value of nothing. You cannot tell me that the service of Momo, that paying whatever percentage you pay by way of charges for that assurance that your money has gone through, is so bad that people should pay you cash. I don't understand it. And the people who own fuel stations, we need to do the work of educating our own staff or doing mystery shopping. sometimes you need to pretend as if you're a regular customer to see how they treat your customers.
Yeah.
Some of your staff are sucking customers with their bad behavior.
Yeah.
Because how do you tell me say me and me babe tomo mo no me mo?
Yeah, for
then
charge discount.
they're parking at me ba.
Yeah.
For charge discount.
But
also
sometimes
the
the
attitude
genuine.
is because these are services or goods that are necessity. So they know that whatever you do, you buy water, you buy petrol.
Me, I'll change my
And so,
station.
and so you won't get. No, but
I went to a banana
it's
seller someday
widespread.
to ask for some banana, and she was giving me some. I said I won't buy again. I never went back there. Me and Charlie is my
Yeah,
money.
but you're one customer. And if
Everybody
they're
should
by
do
the
that.
roadside, they'll get other customers.
If more people listen to me and they also start boycotting fully service, people will
No,
go out
I'm
of
just
business.
giving you the rationale behind the
Yeah.
nonchalance of service providers, because they know that these are necessary services or
You can't do
goods
without.
that you can't do without, and you one person boycotting may not, cause much change.
I think that there must be an improvement in the quality of the network too, because there are times that genuinely you will do the transfer, it doesn't go through. I have an experience only last week Friday. I bought fuel just on the stretch, and I had done the transfer home. I was on my way. Midway, a motorbike just crosses me, and it was this guy who sold the fuel to me. What is it? He said the transfer didn't go through. I checked, and indeed, the thing didn't go through. And of course, it was to his number anyway, because for some reason the station's number wasn't available. There are times that genuinely
He was also doing personal traffic.
and he was also using his own Momo line. So there are times that the Momo network sometimes it doesn't sincerely work. Sometimes, so some work needs to be done on that side too.
That may be true. We see a lot of times we discuss business failure.
Yeah.
We discuss lack of strong businesses across the country that outlive the founder. We forget that it is little drops of water that make a mighty ocean. I think that we are not prepared to be systems people. We are very informal, we are very unprofessional, and we are very ad hoc. We don't want records to be properly kept. We don't want the discipline of following process, which is why it's difficult for us to become global champions. It's our attitude. The way that the guy at the even ECG credits, the greatest invention in my life is the ECG app. Because for many years, I'll go and queue to give my ECG card to somebody to tap. Sometimes it don't work. They don't tell you, don't come.
Yeah.
There was a particular night I had to go to some corner of circle.
Yeah, tiptoeing.
To go and get power. So when they created the ECG app that I can buy electricity, then we sit here and say they should create jobs for people. People have jobs and they are not doing their job well.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I want technology? So now when I want to buy credit, the person who's getting my money from me is the company that created the interface. You are sitting there when I want to buy ECG from you. Sometimes you are eating. You are eating fufu in the shop and you're looking at my face. You even clean your hand. You use your left hand to collect the
You are
thing.
disturbing their lunch.
You understand? And you want me to, and it's like you sometimes you even come. I call you, won't pick, so I'm not working today. Like power I want to buy, it's like I'm buying cocaine. So we
no, say it again.
So you see, we sit here and say, oh, look, MTN has created Momo jobs, 400,000 Momo agents. They need to get their act together. Because one day somebody will come up with a system that will make the Momo agents redundant. Then they'll go and queue at MTN and say MTN should give them work. Meanwhile, the way they even treat customers can perpetuate their life. This is the thing about Ghanaians. You go to any Ghanaian to buy anything, he will treat you so shabbily and he will try so boo. So when technology comes and replaces you, then you begin to complain to the government. So for me, we must follow systems. If you own a business, are you telling me that electronic payment doesn't help you better than manual payment?
It does.
So why should you punish a customer who's rather giving you that assurance by asking to add charges? What is the logic of asking? Because it's more risky for me to give him cash, because that cash he can run away. Amra Bank can come and beat him. If the thing goes to the back end, it's difficult for Yoruba to even take it from him. So the fuel station owners, I don't know whether they are sleeping and left their foot outside or they are part of this issue.
I think the NPA has a duty here. I mean, they are regulating the space. And I think if they work with the Bank of Ghana and then also the MTN Momo departments, they should be able to sanitize the space. and it should be part of the requirements for good service delivery and monitoring of the services that are rendered at these stations. Because I think one of the things that government cares about is government's ability to track how much money is coming to a business, how much is leaving, so that we can extract the appropriate taxes. Now, when you go about giving cash to these, attendants, there are times station owners will tell you that some have actually ripped them off, took their money, in some cases ran away, they failed to account in some cases properly and all of that. So if it is a policy to insist that, look, where possible, or even if it becomes the de facto, form of payment at the services, it should be something that we should encourage so that it becomes the way to go. Because that way, the Minister for Finance is able to tell how much fuel somebody is selling. It can also help to combat this whole business of illegal, smuggling in parts of the country, because you are able to know who is buying, where they are buying from, and you can track all of those details. So the MPA, I know Edwin Tabaklo listens to us a lot. I believe he's listening. It's an issue that he can take up with the service providers in the mobile money space, and then also the Bank of Ghana.
You were in the UK. Sometimes you are driving in the night. You run out of fuel. Most fuel stations operate 24/7.
Yep.
Do you know why? You need a fuel attendant there. Scarlett, you enter a fuel attendant station. You go, you fill your car. You can pay with your card. You can even tap
and then go.
You can tap and pay with your. So you go, you want to buy whatever liters, 16 pounds. You tap it. No human being. You see, what I'm saying is that in our economy, it's very human centered. The human beings should not give us more reasons to take them out of business. Because you get my point. We've not reached the sophistication level of advanced countries where now you can do everything without a human being.
Yeah, which is also a concern.
You get it? So we want to work with people, but the people are making it difficult for us to work with them. By being unreasonable and by being disrespectful, and it's just not right. The leadership here should come from the fuel station owners. They should insist, Kakra.
Can I just quickly share this? Audrey says, I think you should highlight the human resource crisis we have. The general mindset and attitude of the Ghanaian is what is causing all these complaints across different sectors. The Ghanaian is the constant K in the equation. Hire foreigners and you are okay. But hire Ghanaians and the general work attitude is just wrong. They are stealing, destroying property, sabotaging the work, cutting corners, and so on. We need to preach good employment or work attitude from Ghanaian workers to grow this nation.
Yes.
In many people,
I second that with 2 bags of cement or 3 bags of cement.
In many cases, people feel that they are underemployed and that they are just managing this one. And so the attitude they come to the job with is the mindset that, I should have been this and I am here. You understand?
So you destroy the here.
So instead of thinking that, where I am, no, let me brighten that corner. Instant here, people have come in some cases as security people and they have transitioned
as sound engineers.
Exactly.
Train them to do programs and things.
Exactly. People have come in some cases as front desk executives. Now they are doing
sales executives.
Exactly. There are people who have come in and today they are directing
some have come in as cleaners.
Exactly.
And floor managers.
Exactly. So it is the vision you have about your own self, where you can take yourself
and we will see it in your attitude.
Exactly.
Sometimes, what people don't know is that you are being observed. There are people, as you said, there are guys we know who started as drivers and then they've been converted to other areas where they've added more skills. So please, Ghanaian workers, let's not give companies a reason to take us out.
Correct.
Because if we come to you to buy fuel and you are giving us this attitude that I ain't kita cash there, and you serious people there, you're not going to be and say don't come and pick it and tell me that you've been sacked as former workers of some oil marketing companies, therefore you want to go and meet the minister. It will be too late. Work, you see, the right attitude is what we need. In fact, tech and social media trends is coming. You will hear something about what we went to do in the UK too. Yes, I'm Ghana in Kwasia Seminar Kopia UK.
Sebi.
Yeah, you said it for me. It's like a social media trend that Edwin has a story. I hope you have that story.
Edwin will have that story, but I just want to highlight something just quickly. What Sky said about the vision you have about yourself as an individual. I think that is very important. We are not necessarily envisioning who we want to be. We are rather watching others and thinking we can replicate. And the danger in watching others is that what you're going to see is the gap between yourself and that person. And that creates a certain depression that puts you in a certain negative mindset, and hence the attitude we see, because you're angry, life hasn't...
Your mindset is wrong.
Exactly. Life hasn't filled that gap you see. You shouldn't be looking over your shoulder. Life is like a race. You should be looking at the track you are on and how the vision that he talks about and how you can make it in whatever job.
That was a nice summary of round 1. We still have round 2 coming. This is the City Breakfast Show, 5 minutes past 8. Time for tech and social media trends.
It's brought to us by Charlie Sell.
And Edwin Kwakofi is here. Edwin is in black today. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning. And yes, it was a Black Saturday in the UK because of the Shatterfest UK, where which was cancelled after a number of incidents at the venue. There was a stampede in which a number of people were injured, which forced the cancellation of the event, or Ghana in the Park.
Is it the same event?
It was,
because I know there's called Ghana Party in the Park.
Ghana Party in the Park.
Is that the same as Shatterfest?
No, they are two different events. But according to Shatawale, who obviously is the name, big name for the Shatterfest, he says that they tried to merge the two events into one, which led to a lot more people coming in, and people bringing things that they weren't supposed to, leading to overcrowding and obviously leading to the stampede, which caused the cancellation of the event. So obviously very terrible scenes. If you've seen the videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. People crying for help as they struggle to get through a narrow opening with hundreds of other people.
We are told 23 people were injured at the Ghana Party in the Park.
Yeah.
Due to crashing.
Yeah.
According to the Metropolitan Police. Yeah, 23 people were injured.
Yeah, a few people had to be airlifted or treated at the scene because of the injuries they suffered from the event. As I said, Shatawale has spoken, blamed the organizers for trying to merge the two events, which caused overcrowding. The management of Shatawale and Shatterfest have also spoken, saying they regret the happenings of the day and that is not what they intended to happen, and they are cooperating with the authorities in the UK too.
Let me read what one festival goer wrote on social media. It says, fire outbreak at the Ghana Party in the Park. Poor planning led to collapse of the Ghana Party in the Park. Quote, dirty environment coupled with a dirty stage led to this. Yeah.
So planning is one of the major issues that people.
I don't want to be someone. They are very serious.
Yeah, planning is one of the major issues people have raised about the events, and
some people say they stood outside for about 2 hours. Probably 1,000 people outside can't get in. They've paid good money. It's a lot of challenges.
Well,
we are chopping straight bullets.
Yeah.
Somebody said you can take the man out of the tent, but you can't take the tail out of the man. We are going to disgrace ourselves.
But you see, in as much as people misconducted themselves and some kind of tragedy happened, I think it's totally wrong to...
These are Ghanaians, right? You know?
No. I think it's still totally wrong to jump into such stereotypical comments.
Thank you for letting us.
Okay, you can't just brand a whole group of people, and you see, we can't just tag a whole group of people as third world without necessarily appreciating some of the nuance that go into these tags. Okay, these tags are problematic. There's a lot that goes into it. It's not merely because of our conduct. That's just part of it. I think it's wrong to do that. It's
the organizers didn't do well.
Yeah, I just want to add on that bit that you see, anybody reading the UK, the English Public Order Act or the UK Public Order Act would appreciate that there are key responsibilities that come with organizing events like that. And it is not in Ghana where you can go and talk to someone and say, oh, forget this. I can bet my last bottom CD that there will be accountability over this particular matter, because you can't bring thousands of people into a space with very little, as we understand it on the facts as they are now, very little resources to be able to manage how people get in or how they get out. The result, as we are told, is that people have gotten injured, which some people will be looking at, okay, how do I litigate this? There will also be questions about possible criminal prosecution for whoever may have, contributed or who failed to do his job, leading to what we have seen. We've seen 100,000 people attending events in some cases in the UK, leaving without any incident. Why is it that we are organizing Ghana Park, whatever it is, party, and then some, Shatawali, something, and then we can't get it right? Trust me, Bernard. People will answer questions for this in one way or the other.
They have to go on.
Yeah, more about people complaining that this is something we see at a lot of events in Ghana. Yes, the poor planning, poor crowd management, and the failure of authorities to actually deal with such situations. And we've taken it to the UK, which is very unfortunate.
And there's an issue of refund too. Are you going to pay the money back to the people? Those are questions too that have to be answered.
Exactly. So let's move on from that to BEC, which is trending heavily on social media. Recently, about 4 days ago, WAEC released the results of the 2026 BEC. Yes, so people are complaining that our standards have dropped severely because of how people are celebrating the results that a number of students have got. So there's been a lot of aggregate 10s, aggregate 12s, aggregate 15s, which a lot of people on social media seem happy with. But then it sparked the conversation that, are we dropping our standards in recent times? Because aggregate 10, people would not ordinarily have been too happy with an aggregate 12. It might not have got you into
Has the BEC gotten harder?
Category A schools and all that. Yes. So there was an argument that an aggregate 10 might get you into an Achimota or for science, but not
in my time, aggregate 10 would not get you into Achimota for anything.
Yeah.
So maybe aggregate 10s are, I don't know. Maybe we need to see. Let's make a database argument.
Yeah.
Maybe it's harder to get aggregate 6 now. I don't know how many people get it. Because
but is it also not year dependent? I mean, if you look at the cohorts, it's a question of, okay, how many people got aggregate 10? And how can we use that for our purpose? I think it's not so much. There may be issues with why people are not getting so much aggregate 6 or all of that.
Or maybe those who are getting the 10s are the ones making noise. Maybe the ones getting aggregate 6 are not.
Still feed into his point.
We need to check
about the cohorts. Then you would want to look at.
We need to analyze the data to make a conclusion. It may well be that if people have decided to go on social media to celebrate the aggregate 10, that doesn't mean the majority of those. The aggregate 10 was the best game. Maybe some aggregate 6 people don't even have time to go and share and talk about it. You get it? So this has to be a data-driven discussion.
That's true, but it's the celebrating of the aggregate 10 that people are not too happy with.
Maybe celebrate. Maybe the reason is got 10 is right. I mean, the fact that he has time to go and celebrate even tells you it's not a serious student.
But if
the serious students are not celebrating
but you see, it ties in our earlier discussion. There were parents who drove to BEC campuses in some cases.
Yeah.
To celebrate their kids who had just left BEC exam halls or they are finished with their BEC and all of that. So the question is, the ones who were celebrating, are they the same ones, or these are the other people who are also celebrating their...
But there's a culture, guys, to be fair, there's a culture of celebrating almost everything on social media.
However hopeless.
So in as much as it may seem mediocre to you, that's the culture on social media. People get admission, people, every little thing, we take screenshots and we celebrate on social media.
But also, let's understand the other bit of it. Depending on where you are coming from, the facilities you have around you. 10.
I doubt it if somebody from a deprived school will go and be writing on social media go grade 10. Some of these people are probably privileged people who are.
And we've seen that hasn't necessarily stopped students from excelling. We've seen,
the guy from Adaption who got grade 10, he doesn't even have time to be doing that celebration. He's looking for school fees so that he can move to Presec. He does not have time to do this. There are people who are actually, you get time.
Okay, so let's move on to sports for my next two trends. The first, the Black Queens. Unfortunately, they lost to Cameroon in their second game of the tournament. But there's still hope for them to qualify.
The penalty wasn't a penalty. The commentator said, the commentator even said, he doesn't believe that this should have been a penalty.
It was
the
unfair.
VAR was like 5 minutes. The ball didn't hit the lady's hand. She actually moved the hand out of the way. It probably, so she didn't even change the direction of the ball. You get it? She took a deliberate decision to. Officiating in some of these tournaments is very poor. The commentator was even shocked. He said, how can this be a penalty against Ghana?
Yes,
you know, and they use that to
it's caused the Black Queens, but they have their last game against Mali. It's a straight shootout, so whoever wins that game qualifies.
Did Mali beat the other team?
Yes, Mali beat Cape Verde.
I think it was bad officiating.
Yeah, okay, so we move on to the Commonwealth Games, which ended yesterday. Team Ghana came with 2 medals from the tournament, and they thought they had got a third in the 4x100 meter relay, having finished 4th, but because Canada had been disqualified after they finished 2nd. But Canada appealed their disqualification due to a lane violation, and unfortunately they won the appeal.
So we won only 2 medals.
And the
boxing and what?
Team Ghana and shot put.
How many people did we send?
Can't remember, but yes.
So Paralympic shot put,
Paralympic shot put, and then boxing.
And this is Commonwealth Games.
Commonwealth Games. The last tournament we ended up with 5 medals in 2022. This time we picked up only 2, so a regression in terms of performance from Team Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah. And we thought we were going to do well in boxing because we sent some pretty good names in boxing. Unfortunately, we
just 1 medal in
picked
boxing.
up only 1 medal in boxing.
Oh, Ghana.
Yeah, not the best result for Ghana, but yeah,
everything is connected. Ukakra. How you do anything is how you do everything. Charlie, it's okay, you can go.
Yeah, well, I just want to mention one quick thing that everybody's talking about. It's about this action that was, mounted in Kumasi, sustained, and eventually received a Court of Appeal decision regarding a man and a woman who were in a relationship. Apparently, the man had promised that he was going to marry this woman who had given birth to a son. What do you call it? I think it's a son or so, a child for him. Somehow, that promise was not fulfilled, and then an action resulted from that. The Court of Appeal, of course, affirmed the decision that indeed there's something in Ghanaian law known as breach of promise to marry. Has been there since. It can't be disputed once the elements are met, and they are ordering that 40,000 Ghana cedis be paid to this.
But they are not ordering a man to marry the woman.
No, they won't give that order.
They are just ordering compensation.
Yeah, exactly. So
the day a court order you to marry there, that's when Jesus will come back.
No, because the elements of marriage require willful, commitment.
So you can be sued for breaching promise.
Yes,
but you can't be forced to marry.
No, because then that removes the willful element.
Okay. Because I was getting concerned. The court cannot say you have to marry.
No, the court can't force you to do that. Okay. But what I want to say about this subject is that the media has to be cautious in how they are reporting it. I'm not sure branding or tagging the lady involved, the lady who was promised and which promise was breached, tagging her as a side chick. I'm not sure that was the language the court used. Okay. We must be respectful of the facts and not cast insinuations just to create headlines. So writing headlines such as court orders a man to pay side chick and put that in quote is unethical and disrespectful. And
was the man already married?
You see, whether or not the man was married is not the point. The point of the matter is you need to appreciate the facts that were involved, okay? Because I'm not sure if the issue was about adultery, the outcome would be what we saw. And so yes, I think we don't know that. So that's why you need to be cautious in how you report it. Beyond quickly assuming that because the man may have been married, it automatically makes the other woman a side chick. You don't know that fact. You don't misreport.
All right. Edwin, final.
Yes, so to tech news, and we've all been talking about Australia's ban on social media for underage users, but it seems it's not going as well as they thought, because a study by eSafety has shown that 8 out of 10 teens still use social media without underage teens still use social media, and it seems that it's their parents' knowledge of their social media habits has even declined as a result. So Australia's authorities have responded by saying that they did not expect 100% compliance this early. They are still working on it. Even drinking laws, they don't get 100% compliance. So the aim is to improve the regulation of social media and ensure that that number drops further.
Thank you, Edwin.
Oh, so
If I become a millionaire, I will put a huge billboard right next to my ex's house saying, look at me now, I hate it.
As for me, I'm quitting my job in Star. Mr. hate it.
Telecel is making millionaires this season. Not one, not two, but 3 millionaires. Each month, one lucky Telecel customer wins 1 million Ghana cedis for the next 3 months in the Telecel Mahetse promo. Plus, you still get to win 20,000 Ghana cedis weekly, 100 Ghana cedis daily, bundle 10 Ghana cedis, airtime or data. Top up your Telecel cash wallet or your fixed broadband to stand a chance of winning. Visit the Telecel Play app or dial *500# to opt in for free into the Telecel Mahetse promo.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
My guy, when I hear the engine make that vroom, it drive me crazy.
Oh no, bro, this is my love language with physical touch. I mean, touching the smooth car leather seat, correct sound system, AC freezing me like sachet water. Now me just have it with my passenger princess.
Charlie, that be why we can't miss the Absa Auto Fair. You fit test drive and Absa Bank get affordable finance options to help you own your dream car.
Yeah.
Join us for the Absa Auto Fair on Saturday 22nd and Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall. Come for affordable finance options from Absa Bank, special discounts and offers from your favorite automobile brands, plus insurance and auto accessory exhibitors. Want to showcase your brand? WhatsApp 0541 361 237 to book your exhibition space today. The Absa Auto Fair is powered by Absa Bank in partnership with Citi FM and Holland Insurance. The Absa Auto Fair is calling. Will you answer?
Live your dream now at Eden Heights. Move into our beautifully finished and ready to move in 3 and 4 bedroom apartment or penthouses thoughtfully designed for modern living today. Enjoy the serenity of a secure gated community with a fully equipped sports complex, landscape surroundings, ample parking, 24-hour security, reliable backup utilities, and convenient access to shopping, entertainment, and everyday essentials. With up to 3 years interest-free payment plans and mortgage financing options available, owning your dream home has never been easier. And here's the good news: pay 50% or more and move in today. Book a viewing now on 0501 531 444 or 445 and on our website at www.edenheights.com.gh. Eden Heights, the heights of modern living.
Great news! The Ungalicious Abinwaha promo has been extended to 15th August 2026. And now, participating is even easier. Simply submit
20 Onga powder promo sachet
or
20 Onga shrimp tablets promo wrappers
or a mix of the two, still making a total of 20. Submit
at any Onga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to review your unique code.
And dial
*713*27# and win instantly.
There's over 4 million worth of cash prizes to be won, including
cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis,
appliances, and many more. Promo now ends on 15th August 2026.
Terms and conditions apply.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
This advert is FDA approved.
The contract is here, but my pocket flat like a football with no hair.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing for my father-in-law? Now, that's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577 66 9346. DCI Microfinance, miles beyond the extra.
Imagine a life where every moment brings you closer to the life you've always wanted. A life where you can give yourself more time to celebrate, more memories with loved ones, more freedom to explore, and more family time. Simply put, a life where you can give yourself more. With G-Money, setting and tracking your financial goals is easier than ever, helping you stay in control of your finances while living on your terms. Make instant payments to keep celebration seamless, top up airtime in a tap, stay connected on every journey, receive remittances straight into your wallet, and effortlessly manage finances to keep time with loved ones and important things sacred. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Give yourself more control, more freedom, more life with G-Money. Dial *488# or download the app and explore the new G-Money today. G-Money, give yourself more.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up. They were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip and a kicking from the hip, everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah. But they fought with
8:26 on the City Breakfast Show. This is a message from EDC. Planning for the future begins with the decisions you make today. Save and invest early with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns and long-term wealth creation. With EDC, you get professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. Your financial independence is possible with EDC. Call 0509. Actually, WhatsApp 0509 263 414 or call 0302 610 400. Zenith Bank says stay alert, shine your eye when someone calls claiming to be from Zenith Bank. Fraudsters can sound professional, calm and convincing. They may even ask for your account details and help resolve a supposed problem. But Zenith Bank will never ask for your PIN, password or OTP over the phone or telephone or email or any channel for that matter. If a caller asks for this information, do not share it. End the call immediately and contact Zenith directly on our 0542 000 111 number. Shine your eyes, spot the fraud, stop the fraud. Pambros Salt has introduced our latest refined iodized salt, available in 250 gram and 500 gram sachets. Just a pinch of refined iodized salt helps bring the taste of your food. Pambros refined iodized salt is available in all major markets, supermarkets, and local provision shops nationwide. Pambros iodized salt, Ketuabi Ti Adiemu. Admission to Valley View University is now officially open. We go beyond academics to shape character and empower you for the 21st century. Whether you're a fresh high school graduate or a working professional, Valley View offers flexible weekend, weekday, and sandwich schedules tailored to your lifestyle. We offer diploma, undergrad, and graduate masters and PhD programs. Our programs include BA, Business Administration, Nursing, Midwifery, Mental Health Nursing, Computer Science, Business Information Systems and IT, Biomedical Engineering, Theology, Education, Development Studies, Communication Studies, and Agriculture. Call us on 030 70 10 260 or 030 70 11 3832. Valley View University, where academics meet purpose. Techno lovers, we just dropped the ultimate game changer, the all-new Techno Common Slim. It's not just a phone, it's a lifestyle statement. Its ultra sleek 6.4 mm double curved design that feels absolutely premium in your hand. It features an interactive mood light around the camera that flashes unique colors for your calls, messages, and charging updates. It's fully loaded with advanced techno AI, bringing you mind-blowing tools like AI image to video generator, noise cancellation, and your own AI health coach. You also get a massive 5600 mAh dual battery, lots of features. Head to any Techno exclusive store today, grab yours, and step into your future. I have some answers for you. Okay. Before that, let me take one comment from Caleb.
Yes. Imagine a world where your power never fails, your data is always secure, your business never stops. That's the world Left Signature Limited is building every single day. Expert electrical engineering services, cutting-edge renewable energy solutions like solar and microgrids. Left Signature keeps your world powered and protected. Our data center and cloud services ensure maximum uptime, seamless connectivity, and strong disaster recovery, so your business never misses a beat. We also deliver custom applications, ERP systems, AI-powered solutions designed to boost productivity. Download the LEP Power app from Play or App Store. Access the web version as well as 0256 111 811 North Celebrity Lashibi North Celebrity Estate is where we are. Visit our website leftsignature.com. If you are into construction, mining, manufacturing, or oil and gas, and you are looking for premium boats, nuts, washers, anchor boats, stud boats, U-boats, and more, especially ones that are manufactured faster, more durable, and right here in Ghana, your answer is in 7-Eleven baseline boats and nuts. So call them now, 0557 126 501. 7-Eleven boats. 7-Eleven baseline boats and nuts, made in Ghana, made faster, made stronger. Yamvita infant cereal with milk is making feeding time easy, enriched with 16 essential vitamins and minerals. You only need to add previously boiled water. 3 exciting variants are available: wheat, rice, and maize for 5 cedis 50 pesos. This is real value for money, affordable and nutritious as well as convenient. Yamvita, good nutrition for a strong start. All right, so if you're looking for world-class university experience for your child right here in Ghana, come to Lancaster University, Ghana. It's the only British branch campus in sub-Saharan Africa. We offer students the same prestigious Lancaster University degree awarded in the UK with a 90% graduate employment rate within 6 months of graduation. Your child gets a head start in today's competitive global market. So students can choose from programs in business, law, computer science, economics, marketing, international relations, and more, all in a modern campus environment designed for success. 0209 607 008. Call this number now. Admission is in progress. Lancaster.edu.gh is where to visit online. All right, great news. The Ungalicious Abiwaha promo has been extended to the 15th of August 2026. Participation is also easier now. Submit 20 Unga promo 20 Onga powder promo sachets or 20 Onga shrimp tablet wrappers or 20 of the two to any of our redemption centers near you. You'll be given a scratch card. Scratch it to review a unique code. Send it to *713*27#. You will win instantly. We have more than 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes to be won, including cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis, smart TVs, deep freezers, smart washing machines, kitchen appliances, and many more. Promo ends on the 15th of August. Don't forget.
Before you continue, I'd like to say something that for the first time, BEC results have come in before schools make a choice. I think to make the process easy, the schools should give us an idea of their cutoff points.
Right.
You know, in the past, people were shooting in the dark. You choose a school, you write your exam, you may not fall in. Now your results have come.
Yeah.
Maybe the schools can give an idea. I don't know if they will know. Sometimes they will say it depends on pressure.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents are not sure. So maybe my son got a grade 7. Can he do science at Presec?
Right.
Or should he choose a different school? Did you get it? So I don't know if the schools have some way of updating parents.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents don't know how to choose the school without shooting in a blank.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say some got a grade 10. He wants to go to St. John's Grammar to do general art. Will it be enough? Should he choose a different school? it's not very clear.
But I completely agree with you. And there's also there's a need for a lot of guidance as well. In fact, last night, so I went to get my stuff washed, vehicle washed, and then on my way back, there's this young guy who had just finished his BC, and he came to say, oh, he needs help to get to school. And I was like, what help do you need? And it's like, oh, so from the conversation, basically, he doesn't have guidance. He doesn't know what he can do with the grades he had. He had a grade 19, asked him what he wanted to do. He wanted to read science, which school? Then he said Infant Pim school. And I was like, hey, okay. I didn't have time to actually engage him further. But I think there are a lot of young people who have been working, doing some stuff. If they are left unguided, they might just continue in the path they are in.
Or we can ask for the Parents Association and CHAS to organize regional workshops on BC and SHS progression, where they can do like a workshop to say, look, all parents who want to understand the process, we are going to invite some teachers from some schools and people from WIC to come and explain some. I feel like even social media, it doesn't have to be physical. You can do because people need to be guided around the choice of schools and those things. It's very some way.
But I agree with you. But let me put it this way. You see, it is one of the failures we have within our educational system, and you have it at almost every level of the ladder. Look, when I was in the UK, I had a personal tutor who was regularly contacting me. At least every other week, you need to see your personal tutor for him to tell you about your progress. You discuss your problems with him. What are the career options you have, internship, all of these matters. You book appointments. Yes, at the university level. Serious? You book appointments, you go in at that particular time, and you raise your issues with her. She'll raise her issues with you, and then she will find a way of helping you resolve those issues. When I was in university here, I didn't have anybody. I didn't. In fact, when I got, I was going you see, and then also go to the BEC level. Ideally, every school in our country should be able to have a counseling department properly staffed. It's not just have a counselor in name, but that person is there to provide some of these directions. Because I remember when I was writing BEC, I didn't remember anybody coming to say that, oh, these are the schools that are available. This is how you get into them.
I didn't even know cutoff points.
Exactly. So we were just writing. They say, oh, we're going to write BC. You go and write it. They say, oh, so your parents will come and choose the school for you. So your parents will also go and do their own thing. Do you understand the point I'm making? So if we actually want to do education, we should do it properly.
Or the computerized school placement people, as an attempt to the proposal I've made, can publish historical records of the average entry grade for some schools, because that data is there. They can say that Accra Academy Business, for the past 5 years, to get in, you probably need aggregate 6 or 7. So you know your chances. Then you can say, Archbishop Porter, if you want to do business, this is the cutoff point that we usually have. It may or may not be for this year. But looking at the past 10 years, we are in an era of data. I feel like we in Ghana, there are a couple of things. We've complained about attitude of workers and stuff, but I also feel like sometimes officials don't think enough about people. You get it? Because if you have 600,000 people who have written BC, and you want to reduce the chaos in selection, and you've done the good thing of saying that let people's results come before they choose, don't you think that some guidance on historical aggregates for certain schools published in the newspapers will be useful for us to say that, oh, when we look at the category A schools, Infantipe, Motown, whatever, generally for science you need aggregate 6 or 7. Do you get it? Or the calculation of the raw score, so that whatever, so that people, and I feel like they should make it easy so that parents then can know, because it's very stressful and traumatic for the student and the parent. And sometimes when the parents are busy, the students are left on their own, as you said, and it can lead. And trust me, somebody can miss their future by choosing the wrong school. So this is a really important thing, and I really want to urge the government to encourage the CSSPS, if for nothing at all, to be more open in guiding parents around performance metrics of previous schools and that kind of thing.
Unless there is some algorithm in the system that automatically turns you off
when you are without the ring.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
that should help with the.
But I don't know if they do that.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that most people feel the system is gamed.
Mm-hmm.
I think for transparency, you can say since 2017, science in Presec, you have to have aggregate 8 or better.
Mm-hmm.
You may have 8 and not get in because this year the numbers are more. But based on our calculation, anything between aggregate 6 or 7 or 8 should give you science in Presec. You get it? Unless they are saying that it's so tight that even aggregate 7 you won't get.
Yeah.
You get it? If they are saying that the thing is because somebody will send you a message, Bernard, my son will aggregate 6 or aggregate 5. I want to whatever. I want you to get into this school. How can you help me? And I'm not sure where to even start.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So please, the CSSPS, we are available. If you want to come on there to talk to, you can walk into the studio anytime and kind of say, okay, we've come. This is how to apply for the schools. Come on Channel 1 TV. We are very happy to do it because 600,000 students' futures are at stake.
Yeah.
That means that there are over 1 million parents who are looking for schools for their children. It's a big issue, Caleb.
Well, Bernard, let me bring this information quickly. CalBank Abakede promo gives you the chance to win 5,000 Ghana cedis monthly or 100,000 Ghana cedis at the grand draw by depositing 500 cedis or more from August 1 to the 31st of October. 5 winners will receive 5,000 cash every month, and 1 active customer wins 100,000 Ghana cedis cash in the grand draw. Deposit 500 cedis or more and stay fully active. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win. Promo runs from August 1 to 31st of October 2026. So use the CalBank app or USSD via mobile money to deposit money or visit any CalBank branch or agent. You can also use any cash accepting ATM. CalBank, forward together. Every dream has a home, so welcome to the Heritage Christian University located in Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. At Heritage, you are assured of value-driven education that prepares you for the world of work. Our students are challenged to turn ideas into businesses that feed families and employ communities. Admission is in progress for a wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs. Call this number 0547 777 731. hcu.edu.gh is where to find more information online. At Heritage Christian University, we educate compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Ghana, it's time to change the narrative around autism. Guarantee Trust Bank Limited is pleased to announce the 5th edition of its corporate social responsibility initiative, the GT Bank Autism Workshop and Consultations, scheduled to take place from Tuesday 14th August to Saturday 8th August at UPSA at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. This year's theme, Acceptance in Action, from family to classroom to workplace to public spaces, highlights the collective responsibility of families, educators, and all stakeholders. The workshop will be facilitated by experienced autism specialists from Africa and beyond, and it will include speech, behavioral and occupational therapists, ENT specialists, dentists, child psychologists, psychiatrists, and more. Okay, all tailored towards the neurological development of your child. And the best part is registration is completely free. So join us at the Kofi Ohene Konedu Auditorium on Tuesday, August 4, 2026 for this life-changing experience. You can find us online, GT Bank Ghana, or 0800 124 000. Be a voice. And Bernard, just in line with the conversation we are having, Guarantee Trust Bank has been doing this for a number of years now. It's very, very commendable what they do for parents who have kids with autism. Some of them have the children and they've never know about the condition, but providing this platform helps them hear from the experts and also engage parents who have had kids with similar opportunities, so that some of the parents are just hiding their children who are born with some of these disabilities. But when you get to know about the possibilities and potentials your children can achieve, you know that these disorders are not an end to the future of the children. So Guarantee Trust Bank.
Thank you, sir. Godfrey, so you had some responses and comments.
So on the people are trying to help us with the fuel station thing. So this one says Godfrey Dazi and one other person who I think is a fuel station attendant says that, good morning, sir. In reference to the Momo issue you raised this morning on the City Breakfast Show, most of us use our personal Momo accounts to receive the money and later withdraw to make sales. Hence, the need to add charges because the telcos deduct it. I say this one doesn't work.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
They receive to make sales. How?
because they are they run shifts. So if Bernard Avle is at pump A, when he's done, he has to account for what he's doing there, both in cash and with Momo.
But if the money goes to the system, doesn't the fact that you were there at 8 to 10 o'clock, you are supposed to be there from 8 to 10 at pump A. So anything that goes into the thing between 8 and 10 accredited to pump A,
yes,
it's still for you.
Exactly.
So what's the problem?
You can just use the money with a reference.
I think I get
for
it.
the money.
No, yes.
So in giving the money, if what do they do? Cash out. If he does the cash out, he may incur a bit of costs. That's why he wants you to pay for the charges so they can give that money to the employer.
Yeah,
my question is, why are they paying to your Momo and not paying to the company's Momo?
Yeah, even beyond that,
you can just say your reference should be Sky Pump A.
Yeah, but
pay to the company Momo. Don't pay to my Momo.
I understand
so
that argument.
Managing has to address that, not the staff.
Go for it. Read the message.
Let me read quickly. Let me just provide some clarity on that. You see, even if you are cashing out so as to go and account for your sales for the day, why not simply transfer the money you have received in your account to the company? Do you understand the point?
With charges as well.
No, even if it comes with charges, the point I'm making is that why do you have to go and cash it out in order to come and pay?
So either way, they are trying to avoid those charges, whether they cash out or whether they resend or they forward it to the employer. They don't want to incur those charges.
The company then should pay.
Yes.
And that the system.
The original sin is the fact that there isn't a guaranteed number for the station.
Yeah.
Because you can have 6 attendants. So should all 6 attendants have to... It doesn't make sense. How do you do that?
So that's the inconvenience.
It's like saying that when we are doing
customers.
Heritage Caravan, Freeman should use a number to collect money. Magdalene should use a number to collect money. And when if they send it to the station, that's not how it works.
So what I'm saying
give one number that everybody will use the thing to do.
What I'm saying is that they are making do with a difficult system. But these are staff. This is a management or an ownership decision. The solution you give has to be decided by the owners or the managers.
Yeah,
so that the staff there don't have to now scramble to figure out how to account for the monies, how not to incur the charges.
Any more comments?
Yes, quite a few. So Godfrey Dazi also says the reason why some take charges is that when you want to transfer to the bank, they take transfer charges.
Yeah.
When you buy goods worth 150 Ghana cedis and you pay via Momo without charges, when I'm withdrawing or transferring to the bank at the end of the day, I will have to pay the charges. So that's his excuse. This one says, I agree with Godfred. Most fuel stations I go to have merchant numbers, but a few also have their attendants in their personal Momo numbers and always asking you to add charges. My problem is this. The money I'm sending is being charged. So why should I add charges again? Kwamina from Bawe. Good morning. What Godfred is saying is true. I have personally experienced this at Goyle, Star Oil, and Allied for some time now. The most recent one happened at the Goyle filling station in Dansoma. No, this is a message I'm reading. I usually take my dad there to fill up his tank. Every single time, different attendants use the exact same format. They bypass the official system and ask you to pay into their personal mobile money numbers and then demand extra charges on top. Same style, different faces. Management needs to deal with this immediately. The Momo charges are normal because even when customers use the POS machines, those transactions charges still apply. Secondly, the main issue is how the fuel attendants account for sales at the end of the day. They reconcile their sales based on the specific pump they operate and the quantity of fuel sold. If all payments were made into a single account, each attendant would have to record and submit the transaction reference number for every single fuel sale to ensure proper reconciliation. That will make the end of day accounting process much more cumbersome and time consuming. FM. So the solution to that is for me to pay more. Come on, FM. Good morning, Bernard and team. I understand what he's saying. Yeah, I understand the
breakdown. He's saying that if you use the POS would have still charged you a little extra.
Yes, but the point I'm making is I understand that the POS charge because that is the part of the arrangement with it. But this one says, good morning, interesting discussion. This one is praising a fuel station that basically does the right thing. Bernard, Frames Oil says Frames Oil there omujina painting. Bernard, I agree with Sky to a large extent, but sometimes too you dedicate so many years to an employer and they make you regret being loyal for so many years. Wafaje, the filling station matter says the filling station also talks about Star Oil, and he also says the one that is a big culprit is Akwete and Goodness Oil. So they should watch it over there. With the Momo, I feel the fuel stations don't have a station Momo account like a merchant account or SIM. But with a Tom card like this, I pay and no charges because it's my money. This Momo is super convenient, but the charges are hell. The issue with Momo payments is that most buyers are very wicked. They have a way of sending you a message of payment without necessarily making payments. Even if they pay, they also report it to MTN as a wrong transaction. But then again, the average Ghanaian is very, very wicked. Lawyer Alex from Suhum. Oh, Triple A, good morning. Good morning, Bernard and team. I'm on all fours with you. The attitude of Ghanaians toward work is sickening and appalling, to say the least.
Let me try and see if we can broaden this. There's a story read on Inspire Review this morning that fuel prices could change daily as bulk oil distributors abandon fixed pricing model. That I saw this story first on my journal online. Motorists could soon see fuel prices changing almost every day instead of every 2 weeks after BDCs shifted to spot pricing for petroleum products, a move driven by the rising volatility on the international oil market. The change means oil marketing companies may increasingly adjust pump prices in response to significant global price movements rather than waiting for the traditional pricing window on the 1st and 15th of each month. The development comes after weeks of frequent pump price increases by several OMCs, with some revising their prices 2 or 3 times since July 16 pricing window. Industry players say the adjustments reflect sharp increase in international fuel prices and fluctuations in the exchange rate. CEO of Seaboard, Dr. Kwekufori, told Joy Business that the industry's pricing model has fundamentally changed due to the unpredictability of the global crude oil market. According to him, most BDCs now use spot pricing when selling petroleum products to OMCs, while others rely on daily pricing triggers when purchasing products from international oil trading companies. Now, 2 related stories before I do any interview on this. The first one has to do with the volatility. So there are a couple of stories. There's one on Reuters, which is talking about oil prices slumping on hopes of Iran deal. And then the yen spiking suddenly after a US intervention. There's a committee that has been formed to try and support the yen. Then there's a related story on some fuel taxes that have been imposed in Parliament. But let me do the Reuters one first. Oil prices skidded and stocks wobbled on Monday as hopes of peace in the Middle East grew, while the yen jumped suddenly after the US and Japan confirmed joint intervention to prop up the frail currency. Brent crude dropped more than 6% to $82.41 US after President Trump said talks with Iran will happen on Monday. So by just saying it, the price has moved 6%. So can you imagine? So imagine what mood is in tomorrow morning. Can affect anything. He had earlier called off an imminent attack on Iran to reach a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and resolve the impasse over Tehran's nuclear capabilities. Then they give different prices. Standard & Poor's 500 futures rose 0.4%, while Nasdaq futures gained 0.6%, etc., etc., etc. Then they also discuss about the Japanese yen, for that matter. Then there's a series of stories around Tor, which are more heartwarming, where the president of Ghana has visited Tor and he's directed a number of things. Number one, he has instructed the Minister for Energy to rethink and take a second look at how Tor and Central refineries can pay for Ghana's indigenous crude using the local currency, the Ghana cedi, rather than the US dollar. I know that Tor and Central buy crude from our oil producers, and oil is generally sold in dollars. I think the president's point is that for a currency to reduce its volatility, you must trade in that currency to buy your most important things. So if you're producing the oil from our Jubilee fields, why should you buy it in dollars? And that discussion also happened in Nigeria when Dangote decided that it's now going to buy crude from Nigeria in dollars instead of naira. But the president of Ghana is saying that the energy ministry should rethink and take a second look at how Tor and Central pay for the crude that we produce here, and that we should use the Ghana cedi rather than the US dollar when they take delivery of the oil produced locally offshore in the Western region. The Minister for Energy and Green Transitions, John Jinapor, made this known when he spoke at the commissioning of the refurbished crude distillation unit, the residue fuel fluid catalytic cracking unit, a 120-ton steam broiler, a new F61 crude heater, and other upgraded facilities at the state-owned Tema Oil refinery on Saturday, August 1. The ceremony also marked the official receipt of 1 million barrels of Ghana's indigenous Jubilee medium sweet crude delivered to TOR aboard the MT Apache for local refining. Dr. Jinapor said President Mahama questioned why TOR and Cento take the crude, process and sell it in Ghanaian cedis, but had to pay for it in US dollars. According to Mr. Jinapor, there was a meeting at President Mahama's house with the governor of the Bank of Ghana, the finance minister in attendance, when the president asked about payments arrangements, and he brought this angle. So when TOR and Cento take the oil, how do you pay? The president reportedly questioned. According to the minister, he explained that in accordance with the Petroleum Holding Fund and in accordance with the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, they had to go and look for dollars and pay in foreign currency. The president then gave instructions, and fortunately the finance minister was there and the governor was also around. He says, rethink and take a second look at this. When Tema Oil Refinery take the crude and they process and sell it in Ghana cedis, why don't we pay Ghana cedis into that account and use our own cedi rather than going to the forex and buying? This is a very, very important issue. And of course, the minister didn't give us all the details, and there appear to be regulatory issues around the Petroleum Holding Fund. But I think that the benefit of having a local refinery is not just having readily available crude, but it's also stabilizing your currency's exposure. So I suspect this will require some parliamentary work, because the Petroleum Holding account will have certain rules around the Petroleum Revenue Management account, and the Petroleum Holding Fund will have rules around how to manage them. But I think from a policy and a strategic long-term angle, this is a very good thing. Number two, so we are saying a couple of things here. One of the reasons why we are paying more for fuel every day is the fact that we are exposed to global pressures. All right. So Trump will speak. It will affect Strait of Hormuz. People decide to put a premium on crude, and we have to pay more. So the more you produce locally, the better for you. The less you are exposed to global whatever. And the more you pay for it in local currency, the better. So let me deal with the three issues quickly on a quick interview. Then I'll come back in-house. Let's talk to the CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Dr. Patrick Kweku-Ofori. Doc, thank you so much for talking to us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and good morning to your listeners.
Wonderful. My first question has to do with the report that your members are having to leave the twice a month cycle of pricing to do possibly daily pricing because of the increasing volatility of oil markets. Is this correct? If it is, can you give us some more details?
Okay, good morning, Bernard, once again. But I think what it's not absolutely correct, because after the incidence of the pricing windows that we have, it is not the BDC who determines how the nation should adopt what pricing policy. But what happens is this. As we deal with the oil marketing companies, and it's the same way that our members who are also off-taking from either local refineries or international oil trading companies adopt some element of flexibility in terms of the pricing regime which they use to govern their commercial transactions with either off-taking from a refinery or an IOTC, of which some decide that because of the increasing volatility, we don't want our exposure to be so huge. So maybe for 20 or 30% of these volumes that I'm going to trade within this window of this product, I want to price based on the 2 weeks window average. This percentage, I want to do it on the spot. And then maybe this percentage, those who have long-term credit arrangements with some of them, it could be the monthly or as and when the product came into the country, and then you are able to take that. You are able to lock in whatever pricing and then the model that you adopt. But within also the market, there are two dominant factors that we take into consideration before you can change a price. That is, one is the global international price, and then also the exchange rate. And relatively, the exchange rate has been relatively stable in the past few months, and that has not been the incidence for which members would want to change the pricing. So you can also admit that about 2 or so weeks ago, when prices, I think, last previous weekend, Thursday, when we all noticed that international price has moved about 38 or so %, you could clearly see that the likes of Star, Fuel, JP, and the others had gone up a bit. As we entered the weekend and then there was a ceasefire, we all saw all of them, their prices coming down. We couldn't anticipate that at that time, on that evening that they were changing the prices, any BDC was closing a transaction with any of those oil marketing companies. They also take those positions to also protect their commercial decision or their business decisions to avoid their exposure. So it is not that the BDCs on our own have taken the law into our hands.
So if I get you right, you're saying that the OMCs, when they monitor the global market, preemptively adjust prices because they believe that the international price could affect the price at which you sell to them. So sometimes not even you who's change your price. It's they, by observing the international market, who do their own changes. That's what you're saying.
Yes, that is correct.
But be that as it may, is it true that you, the BDCs, are changing to spot pricing?
It's not all of them that are changing to spot pricing. Because so you look at the big players like Star, Total, and they lock in when they do their tender, and they lock in the price. And if Star do their tender and they say they want this price for this window, and you lock in. No matter how the international prices go, you, the BDC, you have locked in those prices. So when they pay you, it's your problem. So they then decide based on the volume that are coming to market and the relativity to also protect their interest, because they know that per this tender, this is the price that I've locked in. But I've seen that prices have gone up in 2 or 3 days' time. And this is the volume of sales that I've made. They need to do their reconciliation and adjust their price to ensure that they will be competitive in the asset, and they will also be able to secure product for the next cycle of window. The dominant problem has been the oil marketing companies that don't have that muscles to lock in the products over a certain duration of time, and that they, on each and every day, would want to come to a BDC to obtain the product. The same also happens to the BDC that don't have that huge capital or credit line to lock in product over time, but they also go to the refinery, and then the refinery will say, today, if you are buying today, these are the international price and this is the exchange rate that we are using. So it is not that anybody changes the cycle. And then we also need to be fair to either the refinery or the BDC, because when even the product that they are locking in, they lock in the price, it will take about, except the product is coming to Accra, that you need about 48 hours or so for the product to get to the station. For those going to Bolga and other things, the cycle will be 2 weeks. So for even the price that I may have agreed with an oil marketing company for, let's say, Bonkogu, by the time the product gets there, in between the transit, prices might have even changed. And they all take decisions to also a bit hedge and cushion their themselves to avoid an unnecessary huge exposures that can also collapse their business.
Just a general question. As we speak, how volatile are the international markets compared to, say, beginning of year? I think the Iran conflict began end of February, if I'm not mistaken. if you look at the past 6 months or so, are we still in a volatile situation, or are things calming down, or things getting worse?
Well, the signal that we are getting, and if we can keep Trump by his word, then I think things are going to come down. What he has stated that they are seeing, they are having a ceasefire until diplomacy comes to bear. But if you check last 2 weeks, indeed, it was really hostile and very volatile, because I think at a point in time, there were changes from $75 to $100 a barrel. Clearly, the exposure to somebody like a refinery, you are talking about over $25 million within 48 hours. And these are huge amount that can easily erode your capital.
Should we kiss the twice a month pricing window goodbye, or will it persist?
I've seen countries like Pakistan and others going on a daily pricing window, but my reservation is that we don't have that infrastructure to ensure that the consumers will be fairly protected on a daily pricing window, because if you lock in the price today, and it will take you about 4 or 5 days for the product to get to the station, the volatility, if it is too high, will be a bit dependent. But what I think the caveat we can have is that if, let's say, exchange rate or the international prices move by, let's say, 20% change, then it's also incident on us that they should change. But another side that Bernard and the key advocates and all of us as consumers have also not looked at is that we should also be fair to the oil marketing companies and the BDC in the sense that when we saw prices dropping, immediately, whether they bought the product for whatever value or so, they responded by passing it on to the market. And I think it's something that we need to keep on engaging, but not necessarily moving drastically and say that on a daily pricing regime. At least if today we've seen that the change by close of day is about 20% increase, I think it's only fair to protect the refineries or the importers by ensuring that such they should be allowed to make those changes in some of their prices.
My final question has to do with TOR. And so I want you to take off your BDC hat and just speak as an energy expert. We know that on Saturday, TOR received its first shipment of Ghana's Jubilee crude oil, marking sort of a very important date in our oil sector. The president has directed the minister to work with TOR and management to prepare a strategic plan to increase the refinery's processing capacity to 100,000 barrels a day. Looking at those numbers, will BDCs still have a role to play in the domestic oil chain if TOR and Cento increase their capacity? Is there enough crude from Jubilee for BDCs to just route their work from taking bulk oil from a refinery to us, or will TOR's rise mean that the BDCs will be less useful to us?
I would say not so. TOR and the BDCs need each other. And I would say that you check currently the arrangement that TOR has put in place. There is a big player, a triangle, who will provide the crude and will need the capital from those who have the cash to pay for them so that they can lock in the crude. So I think on that basis, TOR don't necessarily need to be worrying about who the off-takers are. And I'm looking forward to a situation whereby some of the BDCs and their partners will even be able to bring the crude similar to what TOR is doing with triangle, and we've seen some of our BDCs partnering with their partners somewhere last year and in providing crude to Century to keep those plants running, and then they of taking the product and the byproduct and selling the ATK and others, and then even exporting the naphtha that will be coming from Tor. So I think it's more of a collaborative effort than one see that the existence of one creates the demise of the other. But I strongly have worked at Tor before, and previously our major challenge that we're having from the credit control department is that every smaller oil marketing company was off taking product from Tor. It becomes difficult for them to track them and to even get the money. And when you have the bulk players off taking in those huge quantities, you have access to cash, which improve your cash flow and which also improve your position to take certain positions in the market and then also get your crude. Not even Dangote felt that he could do it without the IOTCs. So locally, the BDCs become more or less your local oil trading companies that either are off-taking the crude, are off-taking your product, or also giving you access to cash for you to lock in crude and be guaranteed that at least for the 3-month cycle, every 3 months you are guaranteed of your 3 million barrels, your 3 million barrels that you are operating, and of which a component of it has already been paid for because these BDCs or these IOTCs have provided you the cash upfront for you to take those positions. Or they have taken positions on the crude to ensure that they are providing you with the crude so they can also offtake the refined product.
Finally, if you look at the amount of finished product we use in a day, how much of a dent will a revived Tor and Cento make? I think Tor's capacity is 45,000 barrels a day. I don't know if they do that. If you add that to what Cento is doing, do you have an idea of percentage of our needs these two companies
if the two are able to operationalize to the full capacity, we are looking at 50% of our domestic consumption being produced locally. But what is also critical that we need to be ensured is also to have a diversified supply sources so that any group of people cannot decide to take the country by ransom, or when anything also happens to, let's say, the refinery or your jetty at any point in time, there is an alternative source of product coming in. So you don't come in with emergency crude that or an emergency parcels that you pay huge premium that will be detrimental to it. We should also be careful in creating rather a healthy competition and a collaborative environment within the downstream to ensure that every investor within the space and their investment and the people that they employ are protected. And why do I say so? We currently, last month or so, we all heard what Dangote was, when Dangote decided that henceforth he's not going to accept the Naira. He's going to take only dollars from even those who are buying from them locally. Immediately, it changes the dynamics, and then the Naira began to fall. Whereas at that time, they created more or less a monopolistic environment for Dangote to thrive, and it nearly creates a big problem for them that, well, if you are not buying dollars, I'm exporting it. Refining will have the capacity to also export. So if we are looking at the environment, then in terms of regulation and policy-wise, we need to ensure that, well, if you are a local refinery, the first right of refusal remains with Ghanaians and that with the Ghanaian consumers, and that they need to always be buying or be producing, be uptaking the products in cities, so that when the conditions globally changes and you think you have market elsewhere and people are going to pay premium by you exporting, you don't take those who have stuck with you during the trying times by right like it nearly happened.
Well, I'm sure you heard the Minister for Energy say that the President had asked him to explore the possibility of the Jubilee partners taking cedis for the crude they supply to Tor and Centro. How do you think the oil, the crude producers will react to this?
I think the good thing is they are happy because I think we're all involved with that parcel discussion. I think the one that it was being obtained by Glencore. We all got involved. Glencore was willing. Well, in as much as you are paying us the international price, we are more than prepared to give first priority to you. And then in the case of the one that came to Tor, we need to also commend the likes of Joyce and Jodazi, the Tor team, that also ensure that those vessels come in. It's even lessen their burden. And especially in this era that vessel chartering and the insurance and all those prices are going up, the logistics are even here. The distance from there to the Tor, to Tema, makes it easier for them, and it also helps them to plan. But the good thing is, once they've been informed in advance, they are able to arrange the parcels and their commitment elsewhere. They can look at where they can get the other products to uptake. And I remember one of Glencore quickly needed to, who they were taking that parcel to, they needed to go to Angola to get a replacement for them because the energy minister and the president has intervened for them to bring that parcel to St. So once they know in advance, they are able to plan and arrange the required logistics to ensure that that deal goes through. And in the same spirit is what we are also asking, that when the state give that support to the local refineries, they should also not be looking at when times are high and then they have preference to export somewhere, they would rather want to do that. Right? Well, we should move the conversation from this to reflect more of policy framework that will ensure that some of these goodwill is enshrined to also protect all interested parties.
Thank you, Dr. Patrick Kwekufori, CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors Seaboard here in Ghana. Time check is 9:15. Still on the City Breakfast Show. Well, the discussion started with fuel attendants discouraging Momo payment at some stations, which Godfrey brought up. But there's also a concern about increasing fuel prices, and we spoke to the Seaboard about it, and the idea of preemptive price changes away from the twice a month pricing window is what we discussed with all this concomitant. But I think the Tor story sounds interesting. We don't want to jinx it. This is just day one. Yeah. I think it was August 1 they got the first consignment. I feel like they should just do their work for a year, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Because a lot of times we announce intentions for success, but this is really good, right? They've received crude from Jubilee. President is talking about they even paying cedis, keeps the currency a bit stronger. And as Doc is saying, if Tor and Central work at full capacity, that's half of our refinery needs. That is really good. So that in the COVID era, where we are worried about not getting fuel, you are now sure that if your field, so we need to do more exploration, get more offshore oil, then our local refineries will have business. So this seems like a good thing.
Yeah, but if oil production for the past 6 years has also been dropping
very low,
that is a significant challenge for the eventual survival of these refineries. But like you said, let's wait and see.
No, yeah. I mean, clearly the change starts with the people at the top of the pyramid, or at the bottom of the pyramid, right? Those who produce the crude. So, but I just think it's a positive development to see that finally Tor can start doing what it was set up to do.
Absolutely.
It's been many years of failed promises. So we're waiting to get more insights into that.
Yeah.
I wanted a final quick comment on what I started the show with today. A listener complained that from South Dai, North Dai, through to Afajato South to Hohwe, it was difficult for farmers to get access to land because growing cannabis was more profitable. Indeed, One listener said per acre of land, you get 4 times from cannabis than you would for even tomato. So, and the listener was complaining that, I don't think you're listening.
I was.
That the people at ECG was supplying light to them and they were using the light at night for photosynthesis. So the weed was going both day and night. And that
industrialization,
24-hour economy was going on there. You know, and I was concerned about the idea that, and in the same story, Sky, a newspaper review, Sky read that 2 companies have been given the license to do medical or export commercial marijuana of a very low cannabis content. Okay, and my question is, if cannabis grows so well on the Eastern Corridor, and there's a regime for licensing, why can't we have a system of converting these high cannabis capacity weed farms to international grade cannabis? Because people obviously are interested in growing it and it has its uses globally.
Yes.
Sky was saying to me that the price differential between what is sold on the bootleg market and what is officially accepted is so high that the incentive to move will be low. But I feel like we should give it a try. If our soils are good for cannabis, can they not support the grade of cannabis that internationally is want, or they are 2 different products?
Bernard, you see, this country, morality and whatever is always misplaced. It's always misplaced.
Are they?
This conversation we are having, we will be told that Monamuti radio so Namusi and Numi Wagana.
Oh, that's not what I've said.
That is what, no, I'm telling you what is going, so that people will understand what we are saying. Yes, Remo, we have not said so. But there has to be an understanding. We've pushed this agenda for 2 to 3 years. There has to be an understanding that there is a viable industrial, economic use of the herb.
The other type.
Of the herb, whichever type. And the faster we catch up, the better. The only thing that is keeping us back from it is the notion that when you smoke the herb, you will go mad. There's the science to back that, and I'm sure those who work in that field will be saying, Godfrey, don't go there. You don't know what you're talking about. They deal with the numbers there. I beg you, I won't go there. But I am saying that it is time to relook the regime, to revisit the regime. How long are we going to keep burning these bills, some of which we are not even sure they are burning? Where are they burning it? The people who seize, when they seize the 200 sacks and the 500 sacks, are they sure they are burning the thing? Me, I don't trust that they are burning. I'm telling you, somebody is selling it somewhere. I'm guessing. But we must understand that
we see the videos of the distraction.
They burn some.
If it's under narcotic supervision,
they burn some.
We have no reason to doubt that they burn it.
Bernard, may I doubt everything in this country?
You are free to doubt.
Yes, I doubt everything in this country.
But you know, is there my main concern is it that the commercially sold legal cannabis, is the price so low that it's a disincentive? Because what I'm told is that there are large size farms in these communities.
Yes.
In fact, one listener said, this is the new guy I'm saying, that a young farmhand doesn't want to work in a tomato farm. Because the amount the cannabis producers are paying him is so high. So is it the land, is it that the price is so different that they don't want to go into the real
thing
one?
Is there.
Or it's difficult
I'm saying the only thing that is keeping us away from thinking about this as a viable economic opportunity is the notion that we are, as a people, downgrading our values if we allow this to happen in our country. The mosque will preach against it. Yeah, they will prefer that it is not public. Sky, help me.
No, but Sky, Sky read the story today. That's what that said that 2 companies had been given the license to start
something small, actually, under the new regime.
2 companies actually.
Yeah, so I'm saying
that read the story.
The system has already agreed that
we passed a law to that.
There is a grade of cannabis that is legal to produce.
Yes.
So my question is, why can't we use the energy and the gas we used to produce the illegal version. To
But
produce
who
the
said
legal
that?
one.
Who even said the one that they say is illegal? Is that illegal? There are others who are exporting that one
Let's
elsewhere.
work with our narcotics control laws. According to NACO.
No, you
it's
see,
illegal.
that is, hold on. That is where the problem is, because that narcotics control law perhaps is influenced by our society's assumption that weed is bad.
No, but hold on. No, let's not even go there. What I'm saying,
Mary Jane, listen,
But
Mary
it's
Jane.
fundamental to
No,
the question
no.
you asked.
Hold on. The question I'm asking as a premise.
No.
The premise is that there is already a legal type.
I want to expand them. You see,
Why
because
isn't the legal type being exploited?
No, your premise bows down to the cultural problem that exists, and I don't want us to. I don't want us to situate the conversation there. I want us to have the Mary Jane conversation.
Akoto, we have a law that has made certain types of cannabis legal,
And I'm saying,
and that regime,
that law
is
no
not
longer.
No, there's a law.
Hold on, I agree with you, and I'm saying in 2026, the conversation we should be having is that law itself a proper law?
Well, I look.
It exists. I am not going to challenge, but I'm saying what the young men in that area are doing, and what we know about what the world is doing now. Perhaps somebody will say, but what the world is doing is not right.
Go for hold on. We are on the see
It's hard for
the
you.
law. The law we
Anyway,
passed. No,
can't
the law we passed. The law we passed, from what I understand, takes cognizance of international standards. Do you understand? So the company that Caleb read a story about, they are producing weed that they can export legally. Do you understand my point? And I'm saying that if there's a legal product, which is the same product but a different grade or a different quality or a different grade, why don't you channel your energies to producing the legal grade
Where
to
are they
take
producing
advantage
the
of the
legal
market? And unless they are two completely different products.
They are.
They are two completely different products.
Sky is the one who has
Okay.
followed this one.
Okay,
So
then
you
explain
see,
to me.
there was an earlier passage of the law, which was to do the one that produced that has 0.3% THC.
Yeah.
That law was challenged at the Supreme Court, and the
Okay.
Supreme Court struck it down because there were issues with the processes that Parliament used in passing the same. They said
Okay.
that it was the processes were inconsistent with the Constitution.
Okay.
So the bill had to go back to Parliament for Parliament to do the right thing. So the regime under which NACOC is operating now to grant the licenses is the new regime as modified by Parliament to comply with the decision of the Supreme Court on the subject matter. So you know that there is an existing PNDC law that criminalizes the smoking of Abosanta, which is the Bequido. We inherited that regime from our colonial governors, the people who previously administered the country. And some people argue that that law has outlived its usefulness.
Okay.
Because there are countries you go to today, some of those countries influence the regime we have, criminalizing recreational use of marijuana. And therefore, perhaps we should look in that direction, especially where we can create domestic production capabilities and take advantage of the importation that some of these countries do in order to feed their domestic market. So then there's a local economy, maybe in Peki, wherever it is, the Bono Afro region, Ashanti region, where there is properly policed production of Indian hemp for recreational use. We may decide not to allow domestic use for whatever reason and police it. But let's take advantage of economies that import them for their use there. But
so what I'm saying is that the grade that is produced or the kind that is produced in the reports we read are actually needed by some countries.
Exactly.
So even without looking at our domestic use, we should be able to produce for export.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you see, the general international attitude hitherto was that, look, this thing was bad. It was attacking people's, the youth in a very negative way. People were abusing it. It had the potential to create mental challenges for people who abuse it and all of that. Of course, Kofi Annan got involved at some point and was making an economic argument, a social argument as to why we should move in a certain direction.
Okay.
But then there was also the recognition by some experts who said that, well, some people needed it to maintain sobriety. So then the question came, in some cases, you should use it with license.
Yeah.
You understand?
The so-called medical marijuana.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the question is whether as a country, we want to take advantage of those we consider illegal, but allow a regime that exports them, and then also produce the one that the law says we should produce, which is the one with 0.3% THC.
So mine is the second part.
The question is whether scientifically it is possible to grow the two within our country side by side.
Okay.
That would then sort of appeal to Godfrey, because Godfrey takes the view that if there's a huge economy out there that is absorbing the illegal one, at least the ones we consider illegal now, why not take advantage of that, even as we explore the possibility or the economy that we are creating as a result of the legal one that we think.
So you export the so-called illegal one.
Exactly. Now the other issue, and I believe maybe scientists would food science, or is it food scientists, the people in the area of agronomy, crop scientists would tell us about, cross what's the word?
Breeding, cross-pollination.
Yeah, cross-pollination. Whether pollen, is that the correct word, from plant A,
pollen grains, from the anther to the stigma,
from plant A, which is illegal, if it moves, the bees move it, or whichever
by wind
dispersal.
What kind of impact would that have on the other, which is not the
So there should be an active research around it.
Exactly. And how that can impact the two industries if we were to create them to move side by side. But I believe that, look, in these areas we speak about, in your constituency,
you keep emphasizing actually. It's corridor. You keep going back. It's not fair. You have to mention this. Charlie, why?
The way you emphasize smuggling when you are talking about me and my people. So on the Eastern Corridor, it is so pervasive. And I have spoken to chiefs who sometimes say that they are threatened by their own youth where they refuse use of their lands for the purpose of cultivating this particular product many people are happy about and many people are not happy about, and our laws are not happy about. Now, if it is so pervasive and there is a way of doing it lawfully without undermining our social structures, and also the problems that come with it. Opportunities for rehabilitation of people who get hooked and all of that. That's what argument, the argument that some people make. Then why not perhaps go in that direction? Because if you don't allow illegal use, what people do then is to go under. And that gives room for abuse, no opportunity for rehabilitation, where people get so hooked that there are no public places for them to walk into confidently and say that this is what I want to do. So you watch other countries, a person acts under the influence of a particular narcotic drug. The judge in deciding the matter also makes an order that you need to go to a rehabilitation center to be attended to properly so that you become useful to society. So I think that Godfrey raises an important point. You are also raising a very important point, and NACOC and our laws are moving in that direction. But the question is whether the illegal one, we cannot find footprints for it that are useful.
By the way, which countries allow for illegal export? Because I remember last month, a lady was arrested in Australia for traveling with cannabis. So it suggests that in Australia, you cannot export cannabis into that country.
It would depend on
it would be useful to know what the size of the international market is, if it's viable, because what I'm hearing from the part of the country I'm from is that it grows a lot and there are a lot of people who are in it now, and that they feel like getting farmlands for regular crops is going to be very, very difficult because the payout is so high. And you see, when something is an illegal activity and it is prescribed, something attracts a higher premium. So they're able to make those margins. So sometimes making it controlled in a more legal sense could even reduce the mystique. Do you understand? Because if somebody is paying you 4 times what he pays you for growing tomatoes as a farmhand, you're not going to work in a regular farm anymore. So clearly, the policy has created an incentive for unaccountable money. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to seriously think through what we want to do with this, and also recognizing the fact that in Ghana we are not very good at regulating things. All right, so I'm not here simply saying legalize it, because we are very poor at regulation of even basic standards. We are talking about fish sold in markets. Only last week, that's all we discussed. Right, you can't even have a tracing system for fish that you eat every day. So how are you going to trace and track something as complex as something that is wanton to abuse? You know, so it's a very complicated situation. So later on, if you find more information from me,
of course, I'm just looking at some material I pulled up, or you want to deal with
you can go ahead. What I'm just saying.
For instance, Mexico is mentioned, United States mentioned,
Canada, Uruguay was the first.
Uruguay, Argentina, Belize, Colombia, Costa Rica, Chile, Ecuador, Jamaica.
They grow.
They grow.
Would they import it?
Yes, they export.
Yes, why not?
No. Would they import it from us? Can we export it?
No, I'm saying Uruguay itself is a major grower. Why would they come and buy from you?
But ours is more potent. If you look at
how do you know?
That's what the research suggests.
No, so we can beat Uruguay to this.
The thing is, understanding the strains that we have at the moment. I think it is the strength of our cannabis is more anecdotal than scientific, in terms of whether it is stronger than the strain that is in Nigeria or Jamaica or wherever. So,
but regardless, it shouldn't be downplayed. There should be research.
Yeah, that's the point I'm coming to. That what we then need are Tetekwashi,
Crop Research Institute,
the Crop Research Institute, and all those others to perhaps collaborate with our people who are growing it in those areas, and then try and categorize. Okay, what are the strains that are here in Ghana? What are the unique strains? Is it the Kakra strain or the Godfred strain that is here? And then test it to see what are the levels, and then say, okay, do we want to do medicinal or recreational?
Correct.
Between those two, do we want to do we want to start with a recreational one and then a medicinal? Then we then talk about, okay, in regulating it, do we allow just pharmacies to sell, or do we allow Mary Jane dispensaries to sell? Can you in a week how many grams are these pharmacies allowed to sell per person, or how much is Sky allowed to buy per month based on ABC? I think those are the things that we need to get into in advancing the conversation about legalizing it. Then you know that, okay, there is a pathway, you see, because a lot of the countries who have dealt with this basically went with the notion of taking the trade away from drug syndicates
and taking officially
and making it up, because now state farms is there,
state cultivated.
You understand?
Take it over.
But the problem that has come up for most of this is the banking system.
Correct.
Because some banks by law cannot take money from
No, but if once an official...
Yeah, that's not... No, but I mean, your banking laws also have to be changed to reflect that this has happened.
So a lot of research needs to be done.
A lot of work needs to be done. But we must discuss and move forward quickly.
Okay.
Mary Jane will not wait.
Please get me the song,
So for me, quickly, my concern really, and you hinted at that, is with the issue of regulating. Okay, so if recreationally it's illegal, okay, and we're now permitting up to 0.3 THC. The challenge then becomes, how will we manage this so that it doesn't create the nightmare that we have with Galamsey as it stands? Okay, how do you delineate between... Exactly, how do you delineate between what is lawful and what is unlawful? We have weak regulation in this country. We are not able to do that. But I think that I agree with Godfred when he says that we are late, because those who perhaps took the lead would have advanced or would have enjoyed the economic gains. But that notwithstanding, there's also the need for a certain re-socialization, okay? Because it's still, although at the time when it was illegal, it was being done, there's still a certain aversion towards it, or even having such open conversations about it, because of how cannabis was generally communicated and perceived. A lot of the communication focused on people being hooked, etc. But I think that for the late countries, or the countries that are now coming in, that was not a problem exclusive to them. The abuse, the personal abuse, was and is a global menace. And my personal view is that never should have been the only reason or the main reason not to tap into it. But the challenge is, how are we going to regulate this? Because already there's an unlawful economy that already exists. How are we going to regulate this around that? So that we don't end up like Galamsey.
Let's commit to getting more information about this and tabling the discussion again. I feel like there's a lot more to be discussed. We need to take a breather, and when we come back, we have another interview. So thank you for
a message for you.
Read it and we go.
Just better. I agree with Godfred. Our moral understanding is part, but the other reason is this. The other reason cannabis is an issue is because our political elite have not found a way to make money out of it yet. Check how expensive it is to get the license. It's only for those at the top to find how to make use of it.
That's also a big question for.
It's true.
The one they say we should produce legally.
Yeah.
So the concern is that it might crowd out outgrowers, smallholder farmers. So that's also another issue. Whether the model is now to become, say, an aggregator of some kind, allow the smallholder farmers to grow, and then you go by and then consolidate and export.
But that could potentially create social problems.
Trust me, we'll come back to this topic, not today.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Looking to build strong, beautiful, and long-lasting structures? Then you need the right materials, and we've got you covered. At Rockstead's Building Products, we provide top-quality building solutions you can trust. For your roofing needs, choose our light-gauge premium steel truss. Strong, durable, and built to last. Pair it with our premium-coated aluminium and alu-zinc roofing sheets for maximum protection and a sleek finish. Working on interiors, we supply quality metal noggins for solid framing, as well as POP, plasterboard, and acoustic solutions to give your ceilings and walls a smooth, modern look with excellent sound control. And don't forget, your project isn't complete without reliable electricals. We have high-quality cable trays, electrical cables, distribution boards, switches, multi-sockets, and other electrical accessories for all your electrical needs. Visit us today at Taifa Junction, off the Achimota and Sawam Road, or find us across all regions in Ghana. Call us now on 0544-338-041 or 0243-690-402. Rockstead's Building Products, quality and affordable.
The right education will make sure you are ready when opportunity comes knocking. At Rosebank International University College, we don't just award degrees, we prepare you for globally competitive careers. From diplomas in culinary arts to doctorates in business administration, our programs are developed around a simple goal, equipping you with skills the global market demands. Our facilities are world-class, our faculty are experienced internationally, and our tuition is designed to support ambition. Your future starts here. Apply now at www.riuc.edu.gh or call 030-700-7800. You can also visit our modern campus at Opebia House Airport, Accra. Admissions are open. Rosebank International University College. Fast track your global career.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva,
a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone. You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Original the drink. Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It'd be very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Quarter to the top of the hour, and right education will make sure you are ready when opportunity comes knocking. Rosebank International University College prepares you for globally competitive careers, from diplomas in culinary arts to doctorates in business administration. Our programs are developed to equip you with the skills the global market demands. Our facilities are world class, our faculty are experienced internationally, and our tuition is designed to support ambition. Your future starts here. riuc.edu.gh. Call us 030-700-7800. Visit our modern campus at Opebia House, Airport Accra. Admissions are open. Rosebank International University College. Fast track your global career. I have friends joining us from GT Bank for a conversation focused on their autism workshop and consultation. Earlier, we brought you an announcement on that, and some people even sent messages asking for more details. So I have the people who matter as far as this workshop is concerned in the studio for an important conversation coming up shortly. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, you'll discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. Available at a local store near you. 0550-0322231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Let me welcome very specially into the studio Agnes Owusu, from Divisional Head, Corporate Communications and Experience. Your title is sweet. Corporate Communications and Experience, GT Bank. You're welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
And lead communication and engagement is Harriet Otre. Harriet, good to have you as well.
Pleasure being here.
Off the top of my mind, this should be the 5th time we're having you in studio to discuss the autism workshop consultation.
Yes.
It's an annual thing you do.
Yes.
Okay, so it's good to have you. Let's welcome you once again. Have you been surprised by the demand for this autism workshop consultation that you run? What has been the feedback you've gotten from your audiences since you started?
Good morning to everyone. Yes, we have been. We in the 3rd year, we got the impact and indication that indeed people were now coming out. We've had children living with autism not really joining the regular school or taking out to communities, mothers leaving them at home because they aren't too sure how they'll behave in public. So once we started advocacy and awareness, people now want to come out. And once a year doesn't even look enough for them, but that's something that has a continuous story once we come. Yes, we have been, I won't say overwhelming, but it's been great that people now are aware. Families are asking and people are referring, I know a friend, I know a friend, I know a brother, I know a sister whose daughter. So that is where we see the joy in the advocacy and how far it's going. Indeed, people want to go beyond just the information and awareness to the practical ways, and that's what this year we seek to do.
That's exciting. So over the past, Harriet, talk to me, what do you do when people come, parents, teachers, instructors, learners, and persons with autism, right? What kind of services do you deliver or render at the autism workshop and consultations?
Right. So every year we gather at the Kofi Ohenekunedu Auditorium at the University of Professional Studies, Accra. So you come in, let me walk you through the ordinary day. So you come in, we take you through a series of registrations. We give you breakfast because we know you're spending your day with us.
It's a full day.
It's a full day event. So we'll usher you into the hall. We have consultants, special education officers who have partnered us to make this a reality. So there will be presentations from our consultants, and then we would have one-on-one sessions as well. So there are panel discussions where we take various topics to discuss. These are practical topics that matter to you, that are relevant to your everyday living, you know, because on the daily you wake up and you're faced with the challenge of taking your autistic child through life. So we would need to guide you on certain things to do, what to expect. These are practical lessons that we believe are very impactful.
I like this. Now, what has sustained this workshop for the last 5 years? I think you mentioned that a bit, but let me just get you to throw a bit more light on the sustenance of same. And one will even ask, Banki, the Autism Awareness Workshop, if I'm hoping, you know.
So it's a CSR. When we say CSR, we say it's the corporate social investment initiative that we do. And it's for the community. So once you do it and the community endorses it or the community shows interest, that is the first line for you to continue. People still are yet to hear on the ways we can manage people living with autism. Autism, we have learned from all the 4 years we've done this, is a neurodevelopmental condition. Some don't know whether it's an ailment. They don't know when it will end. The child is not behaving like a regular child, is not speaking. The child has a repetitive behavior. People still are yet to understand that. Every day my child is growing. Is this child autistic or not? Children are growing. They are born every day. And some start a certain behavior and they stop. I got to learn during these sessions that at age 3, a child who used to be all bubbly and jumpy suddenly stopped talking, suddenly stopped behaving differently. So every day people want ways to find out, what should I do with my child in this condition? So I'm sure when you're visiting the children's hospital now, you see the doctors giving you feedback on what is happening. So this will not be an ending story because people still have to know the practical ways. Normally you wake up, a child should brush their teeth, take their bath. This is a child who wakes up and wants to go and lie under the bed. A child doesn't want to eat. They have their own way they want to behave. And you're asking, how do I choose such a child? Today, you know, this is how I used to. Now he's getting used to it and he's behaving differently. Is there any other way? So every day there are practical ways that we need to show or bring, and that becomes the reason why this cannot be something you can do and stop. So this has been one of the biggest motivation, and currently people are really coming up. As much as the bank started this from the mother company 16 years ago in Ghana, and I'm sure you probably have heard a few people tell their stories around this. People are now coming out. The thing is this, we cannot say a child is autistic when the child has certain behaviors and we kept them at home. Once you bring them out to these consultants, to these doctors, to these therapists, they will now give you a reason to have or calm your fear or to pursue this or pursue that. So the first thing we were doing throughout the 4 years was the awareness. For you to bring that child out, And out is where you come to first. Let's start with the GT Bank Autism Program,
Great.
which is quite secluded. You can be there. Once you are done, then you can pursue the rest of the actions you've been given.
Right.
So that has been the reason. It is something we've touched, and people keep coming. You can't stop. So that has been the biggest motivation.
I like how really intentional you are with this particular one, and I'm thinking through what you've said. Even for those we call normal kids, I mean, every day parents are surprised, and most of my friends who have kids, their wits end what to do with their kids, especially when they're on vacation. So I imagine the demand and special care that it will require of a parent who is blessed, who has any of children with any of these conditions. Now, for institutions that are in the teaching and learning space, educators, owners of schools, is this a platform they can visit because maybe they have some special kids, or they want to create special spaces, or in order to be more inclusive, they are looking at how they can integrate kids of all learning needs? Is there an invitation for any such?
Yes.
Institutions?
So here's the thing. This program is for them. It's not for GT Bank.
Right.
We'll be an enabler, like Agnes always calls GT Bank. We're enablers, but it is for you. You need to know and understand that no two children are the same. Every child is unique in their own way.
Right.
So when you have a classroom full of, let's say, even out of 10 children, you'd definitely have one or two that behave differently from the rest.
True.
You would need to learn and understand that these people need special care.
Right.
So you cannot take an all play all approach in teaching these children. Mind you, exactly, you can't do business as usual, because this is a platform for them to grow and go out into the world.
Absolutely.
So you need to set them up right.
Absolutely.
You cannot adopt the same teaching style for them. If you're using counters, you would have to switch to a different mode of teaching the autistic child, so they can be on the same platform, the same level ground with their with their colleagues, So it's very key that our special education teachers, headmasters, headmistresses, special schools, all public schools, we are inviting you.
I imagine that
need to come.
Religious bodies that have department for kids should have their trainers interested in some of these.
We have churches that have schools. Presbyterian churches have schools. I mean, ICGC, there are schools for religious bodies.
But even for your regular Sunday school instructors, it's a good thing they make time to pass by. That's a good one. Now, I see that this year you're focusing not only on awareness, bringing them out, making sure they have inclusive education, but you're going beyond that to the workplace as well. Agnes, talk to me about that. Why that focus?
When we say acceptance in action, 4 years ago, we started this advocacy, telling you that there is a need for us to pay attention and be a voice to people living with autism. Now, people are asking, in a family, in a classroom, in our workspaces, in public spaces, how do I treat someone with autism? You'd be surprised how somebody tells you, I'm autistic. Your sudden behavior towards the person changes because you suddenly are seeing them differently. If I hadn't said I was autistic, you probably would have related okay.
Exactly.
By the identification and mentioning, that alone, it's a normal human nature. So this year, we are telling all of us that acceptance has happened. You now acknowledge them. How do you practically accept them or create spaces for them to thrive?
And how are you helpful to them without stigmatizing them?
Exactly.
Right?
So in companies, are there any particular job titles that have been left with people with such behaviors? I'm told they can be very repetitive and very smart at what they do. If you think reception job is one work that you can give to people living with autism, leave that role for them. And teach them and let them know this is how it is done.
You have space for HR practitioners too.
Exactly. So it's about people. And this year we are moving from all this classroom will end at some time. At some point you will leave school. But if you prepare them for the market should be ready to receive them. And so businesses should put practical, and these things are things that we would say here. The specialists and
will come
the
and
people,
take us through master classes.
Good.
So it will be a UPSA that we know where and when and who can be there.
Okay, so we're starting tomorrow. We'll kickstart with a workshop and conference.
Beautiful.
So that's at please come in. Start coming in from 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Because we need to take you through registration,
Sorry.
give you enough time to have a hearty breakfast, and get you settled in the hall.
How many days? Is it only tomorrow?
The workshop is just for tomorrow.
Okay.
And then from Wednesday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day will be the one-on-one consultations.
Nice. And later we can build contact with the specialists who come there, right?
Definitely.
Great. Agnes, our time is up already, but it's really great having conversation with you. What should we take away from this? And I have a quick message for you. Love seeing initiatives that focus on inclusion and understanding. Early support makes all the difference. Keep doing the amazing work. GT Bank, you're changing lives. This is coming from Pachi.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
So what will be your final message before you take leave of us?
Acceptance to action. Autism is not a curse. It's not something you should be afraid of. People living with autism are unique. They have unique talents.
Absolutely.
They are just like me and you. The only thing is we need to have the practical ways on how we live with them to make their lives comfortable as well.
Yeah.
At this session, everyone gets to learn. With over the 30 consultants that are coming in, you get to learn how to live with people with autism.
Agnes Owusu, from Divisional Head, Corporate Communications and Experience. She was here with Harriet Otre, Lead Communications and Engagement. GT Bank, thank you for all you do, and we wish you big success on the 5th edition of the Autism Workshop and Consultations.
Thank you for having us.
Come on. Sky, you want to say something?
I think, yes, it's an important conversation you've had. And I know many parents who are struggling with raising kids with this particular condition. In some cases, the cultural attitudes to kids of this kind, when in fact there's so much potential, many of them have. They can see through problems you cannot, even with the help of all the sources you can rely on, be able to deal with. So these are gems in their own right. And I hope that as a country we'll move in a direction that actually hones their skills and makes them truly useful tools for society, as opposed to discarding them, hiding them in some cases. There are parents who hide their kids because they have these conditions. So let's hope that we move in the direction that they are advocating, and everything will be well.
Beautiful.
Well, before you bring the show to a close, there's something I need to do quickly. So happy 40th birthday to Awinam Doji Nyalete. Congratulations on this wonderful milestone. Wishing you a new decade filled with God's abundant blessings, good health, wisdom, happiness, and continued success in your career and every aspect of your life. You are a banker. May your 40s bring greater achievements, lasting peace, and countless reasons to smile. Have a truly memorable celebration. Happy birthday, Awinam.
Awinam, this song is for you. And we all know that silence. When your rent is due, you can't pick up that call. The shop is empty. You're pretending it's fine. Your salary is finished 2 weeks ago. There is still a week more to go. The goods are stuck at the port. Clearing agents keep calling you. When business idea is ready, cash is not. That silence is called money. Break the silence. Whether you need working capital, salary loan, emergency cash, or startup funding, your Ghana card is all you need. Call Bills Microcredit today. 0596 920 833. Break the silence. Bills got you. And Life Source International School is an all-girls STEM and entrepreneurial boarding school where we raise leaders in industry creators. It's a safe space for your girl to grow. We offer affordable tuition and scholarship opportunities for this academic year. Admission is open, so call us 055-955-2263. We are located at a Pump Junction Central Region. LifeSourceGhana.org is where to find us for more. Give your daughter that education that builds leaders. And yes, the ABSA Auto Fair in partnership with Citi FM and Hollard Insurance is bringing Ghana's leading automotive brands, thousands of car lovers together for one exciting weekend. Join us from Saturday 22nd to Sunday 23rd August at the Good Park. Accra Mall is where it's happening. Good Park near Accra Mall here. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the biggest auto event of the year. Bring a friend, bring family, and come explore vehicles, enjoy test drives, insurance, and affordable finance options from ABSA Bank while you pimp your rides with new accessories. If you're looking to showcase your business, book an exhibition space, send us a WhatsApp 054-136-1237 today.
Yeah. So the song is playing in the background. I want to dedicate it to the family of the late Victor Daho, the former member of parliament for the Anglo constituency, a diplomat, distinguished in many respects, served with the UN, led our foreign ministry for some time, and is a respected, Anglo citizen. He was buried over the weekend. We had state funeral for him, tributes in Parliament, and I think this is something.
Befitting tribute.
Yeah, that's right. That's for yes.
So thank you for doing the listening. My name is Caleb.